What's good, people, man? I'm back again. Yeah, back again. We're live and alive, man. It's your boy Rhino. Welcome back to MGTV. This is Let's Talk Rivalry. You know, we're going to be talking with my fellow rivals. I got my boy LFC Jamie in the background. I'm going to bring him in a sec. But if you're coming over from Double Standards, I hope you enjoyed that podcast. There's been a lot of football podcasts that I've been doing. But like I said, I do other talks as well. We talk about general stuff that's happening in the world as well. So listen, be tuned. Make sure you stay tuned for that and subscribe. We're going to do a Double Standards part 2. We're going to be talking about a lot of other things as well. Music as well. We're going to talk about a lot. But today we're talking football, man. Let me bring my boy Jamie in, man. Jamie, Wagwan. Mr. LFC Jamie. Wagwan.
Good, yeah?
Yeah, man. We're there.
Right, yeah?
Yeah, man. Listen, we're live and alive. Listen, there's a lot of news, man. You know, we're hearing AEMs for Barella. You know, Arsenal, Balogun is just saying certain things in the background. He's coming across a bit, you know. He's got a little cocky attitude with him. I don't know. Where's Rice going? You know, the whole mess at Manchester United. You know, we got a lot to talk about. Chelsea are mocking it, man. But obviously, while we're waiting for Ari, man, how you feeling? What are you telling me, man?
I'm good, bro, man. Same old.
Oh, yeah, we got Magpies. Yeah, Magpies can join in as well, you know. Let me send you the link, Magpies. But yeah, go on, Jamie, talk.
Yeah, man, same old, bro. Literally, chilled weekend. Can't complain. Yeah. Man. What about you?
Yeah. Same old, man. Just trying to grind these streams, you know. Trying to grind the streams and get consistent, you know. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, man, and I feel like, I don't know, the transfer window this weekend, I've just kind of switched it off in my mind. I've obviously noted down certain things and whatever, but bruv, it gets a bit too long sometimes, man.
No, I feel you on that one, man. And the thing is, it hasn't really even started yet.
Yeah, it hasn't even started.
July, we're going to see proper things happening still.
Yeah, bruv, big man thing. Let me just give Magpies the link. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, go for it, bro.
Yes, so good. So Magpie should be joining us shortly. Yeah, I don't even know what's the latest with Newcastle. I know Tonali, he's been locked in. So yeah, we could definitely talk about the fact that they're making some bold moves. And listen, Chelsea and Newcastle, these teams are making our teams look washed, bro. They're making our teams.
I can't really speak for Man United, but for Liverpool, they got the funds.
Yeah,
We have to be super smart.
Yeah.
Getting McAllister's for like 30 M's, rising to 45 maybe. Like, we can't just go out and just splash the cash.
Yeah,
which is weird because I heard we were in for Valverde last season. We were willing to spend 80 mil for Valverde, but this season is just I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, man. So what do you expect from Liverpool right now? Like, do you expect more? Magpies, give me a second. Yeah, I gave you the wrong link. 1 sec. Yeah, what do you expect from? What would be ideal right now? Do you think that because of the season that you guys have had, you should be going in proper?
We should be. But the thing is, we don't know behind the scenes. But for me personally, we need to be going all out to back Klopp.
Yeah.
One of a kind. And the fact that he's come to a club like Liverpool and he's done what he's done on such a limited budget, we should be breaking the bank for the guy.
Yeah, facts.
Should be.
Yeah.
Like I said, we don't know behind the scenes. We lost 2 of our sporting directors within the 1 season. So we had Michael Edwards. He left. It was given to Julian Ward, and he literally left in his debut season. So now we've got another one, which is Klopp's friend. I forgot his name, but he's a German that used to work at Mönchengladbach. So yeah, I don't know, but we definitely have to break the bank. We have to if we want any chance of even challenging for top 4. Yeah.
So do you think the fact that you guys are being a bit cautious is partly due to the fact you guys are changing DOFs as well. All
Yeah,
of that change and stuff.
possibly.
Okay.
I think there's quite a few things that play a part, but for me personally, I like seeing our signings coming early, ready for preseason, good to go, embedded in the team, no confusion.
Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, it's difficult, man. Bath time here saying those are some lovely posters. What they are about? What are they about? What are they? I think he's asking where they're from or what are they about. Yeah,
That's my goat right there. Yeah,
I can't even see properly. Let me see.
Zinedine Zidane, bro.
Oh yeah. I see it now. Yeah, I had to go full screen.
Nipsey and a couple things. I think I'll get from this place still. But they're not paying me, so I can't really plug it like that. But yeah.
Yeah, trust me. Hey, Magpies, welcome, man. What's goody, bro?
I'm doing good. You yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, man. What are you saying? You enjoyed that debate? Yeah, the last debate was nice, wasn't it? Good vibes.
Yeah, it was fine. I was fine, I suppose. I was just saying my thoughts and everything.
Nothing. Yeah, that's it. That's it, man. Everything here is opinion, you know, and we have to obviously respect everyone's opinion, even if we disagree, you know. So, yeah, man. But cool. How you feeling about Newcastle, man? You know, you guys have got Tonali now. How are you guys feeling? How are you feeling about your transfer window so far?
Obviously we're feeling really good because back in 2020, 2021, we weren't doing great against shit teams, and we were basically fighting relegation. So from being owned by Mike Ashley for 14 years to getting good players like Serie A winners like Tonali is a good progression. I know people are saying Newcastle are an oil club and they're like the Saudi Arabia of the Premier League, but considering we've suffered for 14 years, we've had Mike Ashley as our owner for 14 years. I feel like we deserve this, to be honest.
That's true.
Yeah, I can hear that.
It might be arrogant to say, but I feel like we deserve it. We deserve to be here. We deserve to win trophies.
Yeah, definitely. Newcastle was one of them teams back in the day. Especially
100%.
You were challenging for the title at one stage.
Yeah, bro. Listen, when I think of Newcastle, I just think of Alan Shearer, bro. I listen. I remember I used to go to my cousin's house. Yeah, we used to kick ball, and we used to kick ball in the back garden. And then, so what we used to do, 1 versus 1, but it's 1 goal. So everyone has to dribble. Yeah, you know the old school. Bro, as soon as you score, the hand out, Shearer, I remember. And it's so mad how time has evolved, and now Newcastle are challenging. And when I chat to my cousin now, just to see how we've all grown up, and he's still followed his club, and now they're top 4, their Champions League qualification and all of that stuff. It's epic, man. I guess every team feels like they have to deserve something, but at the end of the day, you've got nice owners in, you know, you've got a brilliant coach in Eddie Howe. You know, he's doing a madness for you guys, man. He's doing amazing, and what he's doing, what he's getting out the players and stuff. It's gonna be interesting still, man. Jamie,
Sorry.
Say again.
Sorry.
Yeah, go on.
I heard from TalkSport a few days ago that we went from being a shitty club in 2021 to we're targeting good players. I heard from TalkSport targeting Federico Chiesa, and I've watched you have this All or Nothing, and he's a good player. And we're also targeting Theo Hernandez as well. If we get these players, it would be good.
Even the fact that you bidded for Barella as well from Inter Milan. That was cheeky.
Yeah.
But I like him though. I like Thingy, the guy from.
I did some research, and apparently Sadio Mane said never say never when he was asked about a move to Newcastle. So that could be good if he moves here. We'll play him as a wing. We'll play him in the wing.
So then that means you guys will get rid of, obviously, it's not a question, but St. Maximin. And what about Isaac? What would you do with Isaac, though?
I think plays on the wing as well.
I don't even know because, I mean, Isaac is quite good, but he is very replaceable. There are way better strikers out there.
Listen, if you want to swap Isaac for Marshall, listen,
bring him. Give us
yeah.
Isak. Give us Isak. I don't
Listen,
mind.
listen.
No,
Bring him.
Isaac is way better than Martial. You can keep him.
Ooh, that's a bold statement. But anyway,
Martial has a bad attitude, and that's not what we want.
No, but let's go back to your statement. You just said he's easily replaceable.
Exactly.
That's crazy. Yeah, you guys are sounding a bit Chelsea sport now, like right. You know, Newcastle now. You know what? All right, well, Isaac, the man they are replaceable, but we can go and get money in that. That's hey, bro. I wish I could talk like that still. But listen, I'll take Isaac in a heartbeat. What was I going to say? And what Hernandez? That's crazy, man.
Okay, I take it back. We like Isak. I'll be able to take it back.
Let me ask you something though, Magpies. Are you worried that players are turning up for the project or just to get a payday?
Interesting.
I'm not sure. Some players are turning up for the project. Some are turning up for the money. Either way, we're gonna go up. That's the way I look at it.
Yeah, facts.
Yeah, but not gonna lie. Yeah, my statement about Isak, I take it back. He's young and he's performing bits. He's gonna become a great player. I predict in the next 5 years, he's gonna be the next Thierry Henry.
Do you think?
He's technically gifted. Do you remember what he did to Tottenham?
Yeah, was that the one when he was ripping all the players and he got the assist at the end? Yeah.
I feel a bit dumb now for saying Isak is replaceable.
Even his debut against us at Anfield, he was. Yeah. He scored one and he had a goal disallowed, and the goal that got disallowed, he turned Virgil inside out. Inside out, bro. Scary. Yeah, Henri, it's a big statement, but I can hear it, man. I can understand it, man. If he carries on the right trajectory and he keeps going and he keeps elevating, bro, why not? Why not? Cool, man. Let's move to bath time. Bath time's got a question for Jamie. Yeah. Well, he's got a statement he's made. He's basically saying he's a little worried about Liverpool moving Trent to the base of the box. How do you feel about that? And elaborate on that and bath time as well. But yeah, Jamie, how do you feel about that? I think that has played a minor role in us going up to side midfield.
The resurgence.
The thing is, I want to give him his props for playing there, but when we play the Man Cities, the Real Madrids, X, Y, and Z.
Yeah, myth, yeah.
Is he going to be able to handle and dictate and play? I don't know. Question marks are still out, but he's been performing well. Don't get me wrong, but the question marks are still out for me personally.
Well, bath time when to join, yeah.
But I do think his time at right back might be done though.
Oh,
because last season, if you saw it was more than just him playing bad. It was his whole persona on the pitch. You could tell he just didn't want to be there.
Yeah,
if you put him in the centre mid, it's like he got an extra lease of life.
Yeah. It's true. It's like he felt rejuvenated. Like maybe he was getting bored. He was getting bored of right back.
Yeah, and naturally, he's not a right back anyway.
What position is he?
I think he was playing centre mid. Yeah, he was playing centre mid in the youth system as well. So he's not really a right back. So I can't really blame him. He's done his job. But if he wants something new, I get it. He's young as well. And if
how old is he? 22 or something?
22 now.
Yeah.
21, 22. So
22, yeah.
It's possible. Do you know what I mean?
What do you think, Magpies, about Trent going to midfield, or have you looked into it? Well, you don't really care. Like, what do you think about it? I think he's inactive still. But me, what I think, yeah, man. I wouldn't say cool. When a player's going from right back into the mids, I more see it as a temporary position during game management, innit? I don't see it as like a permanent thing, you know? So if there's some way it can be implemented where he's kind of, you know, because it's hard. Once you put someone in midfield, it's a different ball game in terms of even working defensively and certain jobs you have to do in the middle of the park. And I just see Trent as more attacking. So if like in terms of the way he assists balls, and he just seems more like the person that goes forward in terms of, I'd rather him go forward than defend, if that makes sense.
I think he's trying to adopt the Pirlo role.
Okay.
The quarterback role.
Quarterback, yeah.
Taking the play,
going wide. Free roam. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
On the base of the
that kind of leads to what I'm saying. Like, give him a role that this is fluid. It makes sense for him. Like, there's no vulnerabilities in his game. So, yeah. I agree.
He needs like a certified midfielder next to him.
Facts.
He's going to make mistakes. And Firmino's on his last leg. So he's going to need someone that's willing to cover and sit at the same time.
Yeah. Facts. Does this man know about skill corner at Liverpool? No one, everyone talks about it. What's skill corner?
No. Don't know.
Yeah, man. Well, when you join the chat, let us know, bath time, man. Let me go through some of your comments. I thought you was going to say.
You know what? I think Trent Alexander-Arnold should be in midfield. He was doing this in the England game. Yeah.
Say again. Oh, Trent.
Yeah, Trent should definitely start in midfield for Liverpool. He was doing bits as the midfielder for like England.
Oh yeah, was he midfielder for England? I didn't watch the game at all.
Yeah, he was.
Saying Southgate is just copying my man, blood.
I definitely think that Arnold should be transformed to a midfielder, because I think he has like a midfielder style of play instead of a fullback style of play. A lot of people say that Trent can't defend and he's good at midfield. So putting him in midfield would make sense.
You're saying Jamie disagree?
No, I understand. But this whole fear about Trent can't defend, I think it's a bit much.
Go on, elaborate.
Because how long has he been on the scene?
Mm-hmm.
He was 18.
A lot of years. He won the Champions League.
And it's only really last season that everyone was jumping on his back that he can't defend. But when he burst on the scene, they were saying he was the best thing since sliced bread, and he was consistent for 4 years. Won every trophy available. You can't do that if you can't defend.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
Yep. It's true. And that's why football's so annoying, because as soon as they find your flaw, they crucify you for it. And now all of a sudden, that's what your game becomes about, your flaw. Yeah. You know? And I told you, man, he can't defend. You see, he's exposed now. But you guys weren't saying any hint of that before.
For the last 4 years, guys wasn't saying that. Yeah. 1 or 2, maybe, I think, from the top of my head, I just remember.
I mean, don't get me wrong, Trent Alexander-Arnold is still a good fullback, but he'd be better as a midfielder. He suits more as a midfielder.
I think he could evolve into that role, definitely.
Yeah, I agree, man. What did Bath Time say? He's defending the interior now, not the right areas.
Yeah.
Yeah, he has good vision. He knows where to pass the ball and stuff like that.
Plus, as well, he had Henderson pretty much in his prime, workhorse. He had Ronaldo as well, workhorse. So he had extra cover in the midfield.
Yeah,
and our biggest problem last season was our midfield. So our defense was getting, not just Trent was getting exposed, Van Dijk was getting exposed as well.
Yeah.
So because our team is based on a system, if one piece it's like clock. If one of the cogs ain't working, the rest of the thing's not going to work.
Yeah. Liverpool requires everyone pulling their parts. It's like, I think it's like a bit like City. Everyone puts in the work. Yeah, and that's why people don't realize why City are such a great team. And this is what I was saying about Man United. I feel like, as much I said before, I'm over the whole we're going for man and everything. If Ten Hag is looking to fill his missing pieces, because I said last time, we've got so many problems. We don't even have a striker, let alone somebody that gets into the right areas. We've got wingers that don't track back. We've got midfielders that play. We've got Bruno playing different midfield positions.
What about Rashford goes back.
Rashford is all right, but there's just flaws that I feel like we haven't ticked all the basics. You know, like if you was to open a shop, you say, okay, you know what? I need a sign, I need electric, I need this, I need that. We haven't covered the basics. We don't have a commanding goalkeeper. We don't play out from the back, all of that. I feel like if we can fill in all those missing pieces, even if it's with average players, but at least they're doing the job. Because I think it's the work rate. I'd rather have somebody like Mount that's going to do the role that he needs to do rather than just have a name that just might be lazy or might even not do the job properly, or, you know what I'm saying? Let's fill in all the missing pieces of the puzzle and then we can start building up. Because once we fill in that and we're playing that from the back, our strikers are going in the right area. All our wingers are tracking back. All our wingers are crossing. Our midfielders, our 10s are creating our commanding player, and we've got Bruno involved in all of that, and we don't have Ericsson being a 6, or we don't have Bruno's, Bruno, can you go on the left please, or you know what I mean, our players are not even in the right position. So let's fill in all the pieces of the puzzle and then we can start saying, okay, let's upgrade you, okay, let's get this person, and then I think we'll start to see something. So it's just like Liverpool.
Literally,
you guys go on.
Once the system's in place, look at my prime example is Man City. So once the system's in place, so literally they could take out Grealish, put in Mahrez. Nothing's gonna happen. They could take out Kevin. They could put Alvarez or whoever. The system
and Grealish and Mahrez as well, Jamie. They're gonna work the same. It's like you're not gonna see a drop off. Like, oh, you know what? Grealish doesn't really track back, but now Mahrez is gonna track back. Whereas it's like Man United, you put Sancho on, and you know if you take Anthony off and you put Sancho on, Anthony tracks back, but Sancho doesn't track back. You don't have those problems at Man City, bro. You don't have it, fam. Get me? So bro, Man, go on, carry on anyway.
I think you lot got a lot of individuals. There's not, once the system's in place, you can afford to have your Martials, your Rashford.
Yes.
You know what I mean? That Bruno, I guarantee Bruno will thrive in the system.
Thrive in the system, you'll be a lot better.
You know what I mean?
Definitely, man. Stick to your roles and don't get it twisted. I'm not against people playing other positions. You know, if Bruno has to move from a 10 to an 8 just to, you know, circumstance, like whatever's happening in the game, you know what, it might be a tactic. You know what, they might, you get me? Boom, do it. But right now we're just filling holes. Oh, you know what? Ooh. You know, let me just put Palestri there, or let me. We just Ten Hag's just guessing.
Workhorse one day, and then
play
him in the 10 and play Bruno in the 4. It's not going to work.
No set structure, so that's what I'm praying for at United, man. Let's just fill in all the holes, get the people at Mount, and get other midfielders. Obviously, get the goalkeeper. If we was to get Onana, Mount, even someone like a Tonali or Caicedo or someone, like loads of like midfielders that are gonna do their work, get a striker, boom, get a centre back, and bro, I'll be happy, bro, because I know we've got the foundation, and then I want to start seeing something. Then I'm gonna be on Ten Hag, bro. You got who you wanted. You better be playing ball now. You feel me? But yeah, man, that's what I want at my club. Still, let's go through some of the comments. We got John Santos. I think Trent could reach some crazy numbers next season in terms of goals and assists. What are you saying about that, Jamie?
Well, him and Robertson have been leading the assist charts in terms of defenders for a while. So if you can top that, it's possible because he's in a more advanced role. So yeah, it's possible. But again, it's if, buts, and maybes. You know what I mean? Yeah. It's possible.
Yeah. What's the system and what do you need to play in it? Is that for me? If it's for United, we can both answer it. For me, a system is a style of play. It's like, okay, boom, when Malacia is on, he does a certain thing. And then if Shaw comes up on, they're going to do the same thing. So how Ten Hag normally plays, he lacks overlapping wingers as well. So let's say Malacia is coming down the corner, he can bounce off with one of our wingers, like Sancho or whatever, overlap. You see the little through ball and then Malacia crosses it in. And then sometimes we've got our wing backs that come inside as well, and then our strikers go forward, like just to overload the midfield and whatever. It just depends. You need to know that when Sancho comes on, he does this. When Bruno comes on, Bruno's doing this. Okay, when our goalkeeper Onana's on, or whatever goalkeeper we get, we know how he plays. We know what the game is. We know that we see what's happening on the pitch. You feel me?
Even a prime example, look at Brighton. And we were discussing the other day. In terms of their system, their centre-backs, they know, all right, we're going to stay at the edge of the box.
Come get me.
Come attack us. As soon as you come get me. We know we got a pass in the middle, on the right, on the left, or whatever the case
that's
is.
It.
They might drop, or someone might spin off, or whatever the case may be.
That's it. And that's their system. And then obviously they adjust it here and there depending on the tactic. You know what I'm saying? So
I was going to say, even with us, if we know that Trent might do the overlap and he's advanced, we know Henderson's going to drop right into the right back spot.
Yes.
Literally.
Yes.
And then Salah might go inside. So it's like,
yes,
you have triangles all over the pitch.
Yes.
So that's our system.
And it's the same with Man United. When Anthony came onto the pitch, we clocked that Anthony doesn't do the overlap. So we know, okay, you know what, let him cut in. But instead of him just cutting and shoot, he might cut in and then you've got Wan-Bissaka overlapping. He might set him back up again. And then in between that, you've got another triangle. So it might be Wan-Bissaka, Anthony, and then it might be Bruno. And then them three can just rotate around each other. You feel me? And then Anthony can shoot, or he can give it to Wan-Bissaka, and then he can come back and Wan-Bissaka give it back. You need to start seeing the roles these players are doing. You feel me? So yeah, man. What other person can I think of? Bruno. I want Bruno to be the engine. I want him to be part of every build-up. You know, wherever he sees that pass and he starts that transition. You know, boom. You know that lethal.
Can he take that responsibility? We see.
I think he needs to. Games. He needs to, man. He needs to step up, man.
Yeah, I guess he needs to.
He needs
take
to,
more
man.
Responsibility on the pitch, because the moment and stuff. Yeah, it's all good.
It's good, but
are you grabbing the game by the scruff of the neck? Are you encouraged? Are you uplifting your players?
Yes.
All the greats make the best. All the greats make the players around them play better.
Yes.
I was looking at quotes of Zidane. I think Sir Alex Ferguson said, "Give me 10 planks of wood and Zidane."
Yeah,
and I guarantee I can win the Champions League.
Yeah,
because he makes everyone around him play better. It's things like that. That's why I'm so harsh on Bruno. Yeah, I'll give him his props in terms of what he does, his stats, and X, Y, and Z. But for me personally, everyone around you needs to be playing better.
Yeah, facts. Yeah, bath time. Where did you message me for the link? Because I don't think you DM'd me. Let me see. Ari, big up, man. What you saying, Ari, man?
Again, nothing. I was just doing my weekly shoot, and I was trying to get, on point. You know what I'm saying? Because obviously, I'm sure you all know, you do recordings. It takes more than once to, try to get inch perfect and all that. I was doing my latest talk was on Leeds United's takeover that's about to go through. So yeah, that's why I'm in.
Sick. Yeah, how's that going, man? Talk to us about that, man.
Leeds United takeover, and you aren't going to watch my video that's going to drop tomorrow. yeah, there's no point in what I've just done now, if I don't tell you. But yeah, I'll give you some background. Basically, Leeds obviously had a takeover agreed with the San Francisco 49ers. Parag Marate is the guy leading that. Obviously, I don't know if you guys are familiar with the NFL. I'm not. I just know I don't do NFL, but yeah, that's what I've done from research. And basically without going into too much detail, because I want you guys to watch the video, but the takeover has been held up because they have to go through the owners and directors test again. As obviously it was previously gone through one in the Premier League, that had all been agreed. The only condition was Leeds staying in the Premier League, but obviously they got relegated, so that's been renegotiated now. They've had to renegotiate the takeover and go through this time the EFL's owners and directors test, which is different from the Premier League one. Yeah, that's as far as I'm going to go. I'd like you guys to watch the video. It's dropping tomorrow. I'm going to drop it on TikTok from 10, and afterwards I'll let it mature. Then I'll drop it on my other channels after. But,
quick question, Harry. Is it American owners that are trying to take over?
Yeah. Okay, San Francisco 49ers. It's the group is actually called, that's who they own. The group is actually called the 49ers Enterprises, to be precise.
Okay, so similar to us, we got SSG and Redbird.
Yeah.
Interesting, man. Different sides of the game, man.
Yeah,
man. Listen, I'm looking into that. I'm looking into that, people. If you're not looking in, subscribe, man. Ari's channel is inside the link right now. So you can literally click on his name and press subscribe. I want to see some subscribers. Yeah, man.
Yeah, I
obviously,
massively appreciate it.
yeah,
well,
man.
You know,
He's putting in the work, people, man. Putting in the work,
He
bro.
knows his
Trying
stuff
to.
as well, man. He knows his stuff.
Trying my best. Trying my best at the end of the day. And I also just bought a microphone, which is on me now to try to test. I've been trying to test that out as well. Get that on point, you know, for these videos. So I was advised to get a microphone. So yeah.
Yeah, see,
it's been a bit muffled so far, but you know, get there.
and that's for you lot. That's for you lot, you know, the investment in the equipment and whatever, because we want to give the content for you lot, you know. You got even Jamie as well. Jamie's trying to come back. You know, Jamie wasn't showing his face yet, you know, he wasn't ready. But he's ready now. He's ready.
Man, good, man.
Get me?
Good,
so big up the man there, man. And big up on Monday, man. Big up, man.
Big up, man.
How did I know it's irrelevant, how did the double standards go? I know
it was good, man. It was good. It was good. It was live.
I think that's an area for me to come on is one of my weaknesses. Well, not weaknesses, but one of the areas I need to educate myself more on. I'd like to come on, but I was busy shooting the.
Do you know what it is? Yeah, I don't even think you need to edit. I don't
know a lot about it. It's just
that's what I was gonna say. Just do you. Yeah, just do you. Whatever you think. If you think you agree with something whether it's in a relationship or whatever, you might feel weird talking about it because you're used to talking about football or whatever, but I think it's just opinions anyway.
No, but sometimes people jumping onto you for having certain opinions and all that, you know, that's the thing, you know, like cancel culture, innit? You know what I'm saying? I'm not saying amongst us, but you know, cancel culture's real out there, you know,
Nah, 100%. Hey, big up Bath Time in the building.
What's that?
All right, boys, how's it going? Can you hear me all right?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Who we got
what do I call you guys?
I'm Rhino, obviously.
Yeah.
Rhino.
Harry.
Nice to meet you, boys.
Nice to meet you.
Yeah, man. Big up, man.
Hello.
Big up, man. And big up on Monday as well, man. Greetings, guys. Great content. Press the likes. Please listen to Monday. Press the likes. I need the likes, you know.
What are we talking about right now?
We're gonna move into now the topics now. I want to start with
Declan Rice.
No, I don't even want to go to Rice yet, you know. I'm picking on Jamie right now. Barella, what are you guys saying? 80 mil for Barella, I'm hearing. What's the give us the insight on that?
I don't really know too much about it, but I do know that Klopp is a huge fan, and he's been screaming his praises for at least 2 seasons now. So if Klopp wants him, maybe I'm allowed to complain. Do you know what I mean?
Is that Nicola Barella?
I think what triggered it is Newcastle tried a cheeky 50 million bid. So yeah.
Nicola Barella.
So what? How much would you guys? Do you think 80 mil is fair though for him?
It's the market nowadays. Do you know what I mean? And yeah, if Mount is worth 70, then Barella is definitely worth 80.
Yeah.
Is that what Chelsea are after for Mount? 70 million they want for him.
Yeah, they rejected United 3 times.
Yeah, United are walking away. Rhino, what's your thoughts on United walking away?
Listen, to touch on that, obviously I've made my peace with this whole Mount deal, but 70 M's. Hey, Bodie thinks he's some bad man, you know. I swear that I don't know what he's kind of moving. He's moving a bit greasy, but they're basically saying, you know what? Give us because we put in a bid for 45 plus 5 add-ons, and then we said, okay, you know what? 50 plus 5. They try to say 57 plus 7. Plus 8. So they want 65 basically. So they're saying, you know what? We won't take the 70. Give us 65. No way. We need to walk away from it. We have to.
I'm getting Frankie de Jong vibes from this.
Listen.
Towards the end of this transfer window, I'm not going to have any choice, and it's just going to pay the 70 anyway.
Listen, if that happens...
Or Anthony, that's exactly what happened with Anthony last year.
Yeah. More Anthony than De Jong, because De Jong didn't want to come. Mount actually wants to come in it. Yeah. But man, them for me as a United fan, I'm not happy with this, man. We look like neeks, bruv. We just look like jokers, man. We look like jokers. I swear down.
What does that make us look like? What does that make us look like about Declan Rice?
Declan Rice, listen, you speak for yourself, man. Listen,
Can I go? Can I say my thoughts, son?
yeah, go on.
That's just basically what you just said. Make us look like we're in installments over 4 years for him. I was like, I chatted to one of my West Ham pals about this. I'm like, you think they want installments for that? Their best player on the pitch, 100 million in installments. Yeah, it's true. From they'll get interest on top of those installments. But come on, man, that installments. That's exactly why we couldn't sign Zaha 4 years ago, because like the Palace, 70 million we'll give you, but we want to stagger it out. I'm like, HP.
But I heard
it's ridiculous.
70 mil up front and then the rest in installments. Is that right?
Yeah, something like. Oh no! I read it was all in installments over 4 years, and the add-ons were subjected to if we were going to win the Premier League or Champions League. Wow. And obviously West Ham turned around and said that's not realistic. It's more realistic to City. So I don't know who our negotiators. I don't know who to blame with. Edu, Tim Lewis, or down at the club, someone in that department was Joshua Stan Kroenke. One on the board, or Vinay Venkatesham, whoever's negotiating this deal. Most likely Edu spearheading this deal, but just laughable, really. What you said about us just making us like a laughing stock, trying to pay in installments that would try to pay him on HP.
It's normal in football, though, to pay in installments. It's quite normal. Yeah.
But I don't know. It always gets amortized. Those transfer fees, they're always amortized, no matter what. Like, I mean, I know I read into the Fernandes deal. That one was obviously paid up front. 46 million, was it? You got paid it up front for him. But obviously, on the accounts, to obviously comply with FFP and that, they'll stagger it over the player's contracts. Say if he signs a 5-year deal, obviously that'll be £100 million divided by 5, that'll be £20 million in every accounting year. So that's how clubs obviously become FFP compliant. It was just one thing I discussed. Remember you previously, Ryan, Everton they do a good job of doing. That's why they are in the situation they are in now.
Yeah.
So, what do you think, Ari? Do you feel like? What's your standpoint in Rice? Like, what do you think? If you're in charge of Arsenal right now, what's your next move? What are you doing?
I'd just give West Ham what they want. I mean, I know it's going to sound probably cliche here, but just give them what they want, man. He's a player we need in that team. He's like one of the missing pieces of the jigsaw. At least City have offered 2 installments over like 2 years, obviously, to pay half this year, half next year. And that's what has put them in pole position at the moment. It hurts the way he's at Man City.
But does Rice want to go City? What do you guys think?
He wants to come Arsenal. He wants to stay in London. Obviously, he's got his family in London. Obviously, London is an advantage. That's what put us. We can offer him Champions League. I mean, originally he wanted, from what he made out, he wanted to go to Chelsea. I mean, earlier in the year he said it's always a special occasion for when he plays Chelsea, because obviously he's released by Chelsea when he's young. He's a Chelsea through and through. Yeah. And obviously his mates aren't going to be there no more. Mount's not going to be there no more, and Chelsea can't offer him Champions League, so we can offer him. We just need to cough up. I mean, personal terms not going to be an issue. He's happy what he wants. Apparently, Arteta spoke to him, told him the vision and all that. He wants to come to Arsenal, but just whether we want to cough up and give West Ham Karen Brady, I heard, is the one negotiating this transfer on their behalf. So whether whoever wants to fucking go to loggerheads with Karen Brady, good luck with them.
She sold that husband.
It's crazy. Who?
Karen Brady. She used to be married to Paul Pesky-Salido.
They're still married. They're still married. Yeah,
they're still married. Good. Long life.
They got kids. They got kids with each other.
Yeah. She sold him.
Oh, what? They're divorced now?
No, she when she was chief executive at Birmingham City. She sold him.
Oh yeah. Okay, wow. I'll be honest, I didn't know. I knew that he played for Derby. He was in Derby County's playoff winning squad in 2007. I'm not sure if I'm right, but I think he might have played in the Premier League with them. But yeah, I remember now she did a lot of business. Business for Birmingham City. She did really well for them, and yeah.
Here, Ryan, is this one where you just jump in, like?
Just jump in when you feel free,
like Ferrero Rocher.
Bring some, why not?
Hey, listen, Bath Time has the mad analogies. What it is, obviously we've got topics, so we're gonna just go from topic to topic, and then normally if it's like a Man United topic, I'll stick with the Man United fan first, and then everyone else can give their input.
Declan Rice rejected Arsenal, so if a club like Bayern Munich, in my opinion, Bayern is like way better than Arsenal. So if Bayern try and get Rice, I think Rice will want to play, because before I heard Thomas Tuchel had a chat with Rice. So Rice would do bits for Bayern, to be honest.
Yeah.
Rice.
What do you guys think? Rice will go abroad though?
No, definitely not. No,
he's going Benidorm with like Bowen for like drinking, and that's it.
And also,
Declan Rice can't leave 60 miles of London without having a panic attack.
Exactly.
I'd love him at United, but
I'll love him at United.
He's going Arsenal. It's just accountants
messing
about.
As long as Bayern get a striker, Bayern will be a good team, and Rice will probably win 1 or 2 Champions Leagues with Bayern if he goes to Bayern.
Haven't they won 2 Champions Leagues in 25 years?
Yeah, but if they bounce back, though, obviously, if they bounce back and become a serious team in the Champions League, obviously we know in Bundesliga they shut down, they got that on lock, but that's if they become a serious team in the Champions League, though. Yeah,
I reckon he should.
Bayern are very good in the Champions League. They won it a few years ago.
Yeah, but that was obviously behind closed doors. That was behind closed doors. That don't really count. And that, I can't lie though. Like obviously, forget the behind closed doors.
Subtle dig at Liverpool. That no, I like it.
Nah, that wasn't it.
Yeah, you clocked it too. I completely agree though. To put an asterisk next to it.
Yeah, no fans. And the following year as well. Yeah, both right.
Yeah, man. For me, Rice. Him going to Manchester alone is a stretch, isn't it? So going to Bayern, I don't see it. But I don't know. I'm not. I know he obviously wants to play in London and whatnot.
Yeah,
but
Guardiola.
What do you guys think here? Do you guys think that he will consider going to City, or do you think he's made up his mind?
I think he could consider going to City, depending on whether he wants to live in Alderley Edge or not. If you don't know where that is, Alderley Edge.
No, I don't know where that is.
That's in Cheshire, basically.
Footballers live.
Yeah, Cheshire, basically on the south of Manchester. That's where all the ballers more or less live.
Wan-Bissaka. Yeah. He lives in an apartment in the city centre. He's an absolute madman.
Does he? He probably rents it there. He probably rents it there. Mourinho. It's that Mourinho. It's that Mourinho. When Mourinho was living up in Manchester, he lived out a hotel. Was it £500 a night? Yeah, £500 a night. It was something like that. Yeah, when Mourinho was up there. So Wan-Bissaka does. But yeah, I don't think he'll go to Bayern. I definitely don't think he'll go to Bayern, because let's be real. Where's the competition in that league? Where's that competition in that league?
And that's the thing. He's either going to go to City. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. He's going to trophies. He can go to City and just fit straight into a system.
But here, look at it like this, Rhino.
Yeah,
right?
Go on.
If Rice wants to be a better player, he goes to Manchester City, because Guardiola is unreal, and I think it's like Arsenal is comfy, right? He's going into a squad that has literally no Champions League experience. And no real experience of winning things. He's probably the only guy in that squad who would have a European trophy. But it's true, isn't it? But
nah. Well, we've got Jorginho, thank you very much.
Are you trying to flog him to Napoli?
No, we're not. We're keeping him. He's still got another 12 years. Well, I don't know. We still got him in that squad. That's the first I'm hearing of it.
But do you think, Harry, right? Do you think that like Rice going to get coached by Arteta, I think, is an excellent coach? Do you think he improves more at City or Arsenal?
I'll be honest. Look at what happened to Calvin Phillips at City. I mean, who say he won't get wasted up there?
Going to thrive at City.
Exactly. I don't know. I think the opposite. To disagree with you, Bath time. I think maybe it might be the other way around. He'll be going up there to be. I mean, at least at Arsenal, he could become the captain at Arsenal. He could make the Arsenal better team. Yeah,
City don't have a captain at the moment.
Exactly. City up there. It's more like. I'm not saying it's not a bad move for him, but it'll be more a comfort zone up there for him. And obviously, he'll be having players competing against him. There'll be more competition up there. So Arsenal, he could just walk into the Arsenal squad and just make a difference like that, in my opinion.
That sounds more comfortable.
Is that a good thing?
Oh, by the way,
yeah, I think it's a good thing.
You know, when you
no competition,
there's no competition in Bayern.
Oh, sorry, did I say more competition?
In the Bundesliga, sorry. Well, would you rather win 9 Bundesliga titles or 2 Premier League titles?
2 Premier League titles. They mean more, because they mean more than the Bundesliga. Bundesliga is
German, I'll say Bundesliga.
Bundesliga's are like one team. It's like the Ligue 1 of France. League 1 of France.
The Uber Eats
Bundesliga, more or less.
Plus, even though there might not be as much competition in the Bundesliga, Bayern Munich are very good at developing their players. They're very good at transforming them. They turned Neuer, Kimmich, and Davies into world-class players. So imagine. So I think Bayern. So if Declan Rice was to go to Bayern Munich, I think they'd turn him into a way better player compared to if he's went to City, because Rodri right now is better than Rice.
Two of those players you've mentioned are like players that improved under Pep Guardiola in Kimmich and like Neuer. Like
literally. I was gonna piggyback off Bath Time's point as well.
Go for it, bruv.
There's less competition at Arsenal. You walk into that squad and literally you enjoy it. But at Man City, he knows every time I turn up for training, I have to put in the work. I might not.
True, maybe too. He'd be
it's
more
interesting.
Up there.
It's interesting. It's interesting. Yeah, man, because he goes to Arsenal, he fits in, but then he might have pressure at Arsenal as well to help. You know, he might have, because think about it like this. In terms of
he's just back up. You know what I'm saying?
Not pressure in terms of him competing with other people. In terms of what he has to do for the squad on his own back. You know, like they're calling him to be the savior. Like, come and save us, please. We need to help. You know, go on.
Just give me. That's all I want. But I don't even want Havertz. I just want Declan Rice. You know what I'm saying?
Havertz is a good player.
Yeah, he's a good player. I'm not saying I want Havertz. I want Rice over him. If I had to choose out him or Rice, yeah.
Go on, Jamie. What was you gonna say?
I was gonna say, is it more pressure than being in a relegation battle?
True.
Yeah.
It depends.
But then you got no expectations realistically. If West Ham go, they go in it. Like I feel like that's what I think.
Like, look, Rainer, in life, right, the easiest way to judge people is to put their actions in one or two ways. If they're either motivated by greed or they're motivated by fear. Right? Both are extremely powerful motivators. And someone like Ronaldo, like, is motivated by fear. Right? He fear for his legacy, fear for all these things. Like, so when you talk about relegation and you talk about like sort of winning championships and stuff, they're both equally as powerful motivators. Like, so I wouldn't say that like with Arsenal, and like I'm not taking the piss, Harry, but it was a bottle because you don't have experience.
Yeah,
right.
That's why we need him. He'll make the difference for us. He'll make the difference for us.
Yeah, but he doesn't have Champions League experience.
No, we don't.
Like, he doesn't have experience of like winning in the Premier League, and I wonder if, like, I know there's all this stuff about his wife, his school, like his kids' school. I assume he's left school. Like, those are all big things for like footballers, but I wonder if his head will get turned by the fact that I think he will be competing at a higher level with Man City. They're going to be like the Bayern Munich of England, and they're just going to win everything until Pep pisses off. To be honest, like it's. I want
to say that they'll win everything. I don't think they're going to win everything. I think
they won everything this year. Like, only
bloody
Nathan Jones at Southampton managed to stop them winning the quadruple. Shout out to him. But
who's to say that in the final, who they have got in the final? It was they could have got. We could have said was whose Newcastle's manager called Eddie Howe could have stopped them.
Yeah, but we could say lots of different things, but in reality, they won everything basically this year. Yeah. And like, if Declan Rice is moving like to win trophies, it's like, I think he'll go to Arsenal. But these are all strong. Like, these are all strong things for him. A better player, better players around him, like a legendary manager, like enough money to throw, like enough money to do whatever. He can get rid of his iPod and hire an orchestra and just have that follow him around playing the Rocky theme tune. Like, it's a strong pull at City.
It is, you know.
But also, we have to remember one thing though. Arteta, who did Arteta used to work under?
No, Arteta's an
so what you say?
excellent coach.
Gunnosaurus.
Yeah, like the Paul Gunnosaurus is legendary. Best mascot in the Premier League.
Yeah, I know that. But who did Arteta? No, seriously, who did Arteta used to work under though?
Arteta. I mean, Pep Guardiola.
Yeah, exactly. There we go. So,
and Ten Hag.
So we
Yeah.
could say that,
No, they're not the same. Arteta hasn't won
we
anything.
could say, he's
You
won
mean
the
they're
FA
the
Cup.
same?
Actually, he's won. The
That's
FA. I didn't
true,
say
that's
he's
true.
the
He's won the
same.
FA Cup.
I didn't say he's the same.
Pep's
He's
got,
learned off
you
Pep.
did.
That's what I
You
say. He's
Talking
learned
about in
off
terms
Pep.
of
just
philosophy.
did say it.
Talking about in terms of philosophy.
Yeah, I said that he
Not on
learned
the
off.
same
He's the
top.
apprentice. Yeah, I'm not going to say
Yeah, right.
exactly. I'm not that naive enough to say, he's exactly the same. No way. But he learned
I
off his.
apologise. I
the
thought
same
that's what you
philosophy,
said.
yeah.
No, of course not. No. I'm not that naive to say that.
Interesting. I love when that topic comes up, the whole, Pep and Arteta. I love it. I just let it run.
Arteta's an amazing coach. He's
He is.
really good.
PSG approached
Emery
him.
better.
PSG approached him.
What do you say, Jamie? What do you say?
Unai Emery was better for Arsenal.
Unai Emery, I'm not going to say he was a bad coach. What I think at Arsenal was he wasn't backed by the board. Like all them signings we made, only Tierney was his signing. It was that Raul Sanelli guy that fucking.
Yeah, but do coaches
Screwed
really
them
need
over.
to be backed by the board? Like when you look at the improvement that Arteta has made to players around him, like Saka's always had huge potential, but has developed into a world-class player.
That was Emery
Yeah.
who gave Saka his debut as well.
Yeah, but
true.
did he
not forget.
bring him to the level Arteta has? Like
If he
Odegaard,
was only.
Well, we can't really say. I mean, he didn't have that much time. They only played for like 3 months, was it something? Yeah.
Yeah,
But
but
also another thing.
Go on.
In the current setup, Arteta had a say on the transfers. In Unai Emery, he was a head coach, full-on coach. It was Sanelli and was it Venkatesh that were making all the transfer decisions. Yeah, Emery even said himself. He said that they did not sign the players I want. I wanted Zaha, Maguire, and a couple of other Spanish players. He didn't want Pepe.
so what are you
Luiz,
saying? Like Emery's a better coach than Arteta?
I believe so.
I don't know. I wouldn't say he's a better coach. Well, that's
They're
probably
comparable.
biased there, but he's not a bad coach. I don't think Arsenal. You know what I'm saying? I'm not gonna say even though he went on a bad run, I don't think I would say he was a bad coach. You know what I'm saying? That's not. I wanted him out, or I blame him entirely for his downfall at Arsenal.
The guy took you to your second European final.
There you go.
He finished.
Third,
He just
actually.
missed out on
Third,
top.
third.
He just missed out on top 4
Yeah.
as well in his first season. Let's not forget that.
Yeah.
So
Everyone was saying last year.
I identified players like Saka.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
So are you
Everyone
saying
this time.
Arteta's worse than Emery?
I am personally, yeah. The
Yeah,
guy's
right.
won 3 European trophies.
Yeah, that's true.
back-to-back.
Yeah, like it's not
Yeah.
a ridiculous point
Comparable.
at all.
It's just also, but yeah, obviously his language as well. Emery, obviously, language is
evening.
a
London
thing.
Borough.
Yeah, communication. Yeah.
Mm.
But he was still learning English whilst he was here. But
Yeah,
Arteta
literally.
could obviously go straight in. But I'm not gonna say Emery's a bad coach. Like I said, like you said it yourself, Jamie. I mean, he didn't win 4 Europa leagues now. He didn't win
4,
3 in a
yeah.
row by
Yeah,
accident.
yeah.
So you know what I'm saying. So I just don't think he was cut out for the Premier League. I mean, even in I
He's
was
done
reading an
well at
article
Villa.
on the Athletic, I was reading when he was still Villarreal manager that one of his Spanish associates was saying that big clubs like PSG and Arsenal maybe weren't cut out for him. He was good at doing like the way he did at Villarreal and Villa now as well. So there you go. And Sevilla as well previously. He's good at turning small clubs or medium clubs into monsters. Yeah.
And now we're still on the Arsenal topic. Do you agree with this, Ari, that Rice would take Arsenal to the next level?
He could do. Yeah. Obviously,
Why?
we're not just him. I like
What
the way
does he
breaks
bring
up
to
play.
what does he bring to your squad that takes you to the next level?
That makes you win at Anfield. That turns your free throw at Southampton. Makes your West Ham. No, I'm not being funny, but what does he bring that's going to make you cross those barriers? Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, he's already won a European trophy. I get grilled for that, man. He's won. No, serious talk. No, he breaks up play. What I like about him personally, he breaks up play well. He turns defense into attack well. Like that, he's the ideal
Transitional play is very good.
box to box player. You know what I'm saying? So that's what like he did in that game against us when he won the penalty. He cut out. I think it was Partey's pass or Tierney's pass.
Do you think that's
he
how
cut
he'd
out.
be used?
Yeah, he could do. Yeah, in the Shaka position, that it'll be centre midfield. Yeah. That's why I can see him being used. Yeah, as a
All right,
CDM,
cool.
CM.
So let me elaborate on that question. So, in terms of what he brings to the pitch, you think he will take you guys to the next level. So, what about the question of depth now? Because we've got the news that Partey might be leaving. So, how do you think that's going to play as well now? The balance of that.
Well, we got to obviously bring. There's again another thing. Depth. That's what I say to Man City. Like I said, take Rodri out. You got other players like Gundogan, Mahrez, could just throw them in, Rico Lewis, and we just need to obviously either like bring some of the young players through, bring some more youth players through, or we just need to. Don't know. We just need to make signings on top. Obviously, we can't let them leave. I mean, Xhaka's leaving. They're saying, "Oh, let Partey leave. Don't let Xhaka leave." You know, that's how it is. You know what I'm saying? We just need
because that's another issue that in terms of what takes you to the next level is the depth and it's the consistency of the play as well. Because Partey started to drop off as well.
I hope Jorginho stays. I really liked him, Jorginho.
Well, that's something I was going to ask you, Harry, because like I'm an enormous fan of Declan Rice. I think he's one of the best midfielders in the world and one of the best I've seen in the Premier League. But he has one weakness, and it is he's not great in first phase build-up play.
Okay.
Right? Okay. So Arsenal are one of the best teams in the Premier League in their build-up play, like starting out from the back, moving up the pitch. They're extremely good at sort of resisting the press. Ramsdale, fantastic in it. Like with presumably, I think that you're going to play a box midfield of Zinchenko and Rice, and then Odegaard and. Maybe Fabio Vieira. I'm a big fan of his. He's got a lot. He's got a lot of good qualities.
He's got potential.
He just needs to develop. He needs to get stronger for the. He just needs to get stronger for the Premier League.
He's not there, but potentially,
I think he's a good. I think he's a good player. But do you sort of think that maybe Rice might impact your build-up play, because everything apart from that, the guy is almost world class at. There's no more complete midfielder. Boys, come on! Like his range of passing, his ability to carry. He's like, look at his torso and his legs. He's got legs longer than his torso, right? So that means that you're a duelist. No. This is honestly right. This is true. That means you're a duelist, but they're piano legs. So he's able to spin on them and and work in interior positions. That's the one thing that Henderson never had, JME. And that's why United never signed him, is that his running style, he can only go in straight lines.
I was going to say to you last time, for me personally, I think a player like Caicedo will transform Arsenal.
Why?
More than because he could play multiple positions. And the thing, he scores goals as well. If he needs to, he could defend. He could play right back. He could do the advance as well. We've seen him for Colombia. We've seen even in his debut. Ecuador, sorry, there you go.
Fucking Dario G.
Ecuador, yeah. Even his debut season, and I think Arsenal lost to Brighton 2-1, and he scored that long shot with his left foot or with his right foot.
No, that was Mwepu, the brother that had a heart attack that he couldn't play again. That was last season. That was Mwepu.
Oh, the season before that, then his debut. season.
That was the Zimbabwean. I think he was Zimbabwean. Mwepu.
All right.
Yeah, he was the guy. Yeah.
But for me,
Jamie, let me know what I'm working with here. Like you, of course, you played football, and I assume you played to a decent level with that build. Like definitely a central player. But fullback. Like fullback. Oh, okay. You got long legs.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah, good in defending wide areas. A duelist.
Yeah.
So do you know what things like rest defense mean?
No. Educate.
Okay. All right. You know that like City play like 3 and then 2.
Yeah.
Okay, that's a 3-2. That's a 3-2 rest defense.
Oh yeah,
Every team in the Premier League.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Gegenpress.
No, the Gegenpress is something completely different. The Gegenpress is like a ball orientated counter press style. Like if this is boring, tell me, because like I'm
interested. I'm interested. I'm going to pour another drink from.
All right. Okay. So,
go on, I'm with you.
The rest defense is either a 3 or a 2. So, like Liverpool, you would have your 3 midfielders of Wijnaldum, Henderson, and maybe Thiago, and then you'd have Van Dijk. Yeah, exactly. And basically like you have 3 central players that defend the central area, and then you have 2 that defend something called the interior, which is like the sort of like the slightly left of the midfield or right of the midfield.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So Caicedo plays in the centre of like a rest defence, and his job is essentially just to circulate the ball. Right, that's the first thing. Okay, like Brighton are incredibly boring and unambitious as a football team. Like they sell their best players. They bottled it against United. Like honestly, everyone loves them, but I'm not impressed. They're not trying to do anything.
The FA Cup game where you talk about last time.
Yeah, bottled it. David De Gea, like didn't even save a penalty, and they still lost.
But remember as well. It's their first time going there as well. Experience.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Experience is important. You're 1,000,000%. But the thing with Caicedo, right, is because he plays in the rest defence. Like, you know how you want your teams to be compact and up the pitch. His job isn't really to get involved in any creation. It's to stop transitions, like when in possession. Plus, you say he can play right back and stuff. Like that's kind of what Zinchenko does, where what you do is that when the ball is high, when your line is high up the pitch, you have that 3-2. But when you're defending in a mid block or a deep block, like Zinchenko will move to left back from the centre of the pitch because a 4-1-4-1 block is what everyone uses in the Premier League. With all that information dump, how does Declan Rice, who is one of the best players I've seen since Busquets at changing the angle of an attack. No. Just in this case, Busquets' great skill is that he would have the ball, and everyone would think he was going to pass left, and he'd pass right, and he'd widen the pitch. Declan Rice is absolutely amazing at that. He's far better. Yeah. No, speak. Tell me.
No, I was going to say we saw Caicedo in the World Cup doing exactly what you're talking about. He was the main source for Ecuador. He was.
I didn't see that, but I'll take that on. I'll take that on. But we also saw
he's definitely capable of doing both. For Brighton, I think they just tell him to break up play because they had the McAllisters to do the X, Y, and Z. They're more advanced and more attacking, more transitional play.
Well, I mean, like McAllister was more structural because. Sorry, I heard that like McAllister was much more structural because like you all know what the box midfield is. Like Brighton play a double box. Where they have basically 6 players in the center of the park, and McAllister would sort of work as an 8. I hate these terms, as an 8. But his job in possession was more to go backwards in the rotations rather than forwards in the rotations. For me, go on, tell me, Jeff.
I was going to say
you can disagree.
I'm not disagreeing. I'm just comparing because for Argentina, he was doing the 10 and the false 9. He was switching with Messi.
Yeah, but that's all built around Messi, isn't it? I personally, I think that McAllister is going to be a great signing for Liverpool, and I'm extremely worried about Liverpool next season.
I think we're going to win the league.
Oh, right.
No, you say that, but Liverpool and Man City are the only teams that have won the league in the last 6-7 years. They're the only ones with the experience and won a lot of trophies. I think
Chelsea won it in 2017.
Yeah.
So 6 years, yeah. But I think that this is the thing, Harry, is that what Arsenal need more than anything, and I think this is probably why you want to keep Jorginho, is you need experience about how to win away at places like Anfield, and that Liverpool squad has got the experience of winning, and never underestimate how important that is. I've bottled leagues. I've bottled 2
Who's your
leagues. My team.
United.
Yeah.
Oh, Manchester United. I thought you meant the team.
No, obviously we don't know. Obviously we got in the comments. Obviously we got Magpie says Newcastle United. Yeah, obviously we didn't know in it. Or I didn't know who.
Apologies for interrupting you before. I was just saying that Caicedo's going to Chelsea because that's what I heard.
Why have you got Kevin De Bruyne if you're a Newcastle fan? He's a great player.
I was going to say something, but.
Yeah, you want to know my points on Caicedo? I'll be honest, for half time now. I mean, I even discussed this with Rhino a few weeks back. I wanted to listen to you because obviously you knew more about him. I'll be honest, I haven't really paid much attention to Caicedo. I've just been going off media hype about him. But that's why I wanted to listen properly to you about what you had to say about him. That's why in-depth analysis about him. But and obviously what Jamie said about how he performed in the World Cup. I mean, I don't really watch. I think I only watched one Ecuador game in the World Cup. That was the opening game against Qatar.
He was literally everywhere. Caicedo.
I remember just the attack. I remember Enner Valencia was.
Yeah, he was.
Yeah, Enner Valencia. He's an interesting player,
The former West Ham player.
United could have signed Caicedo for about 5 or 6 million, and then he went to Brighton.
Yeah.
And like what I heard was like, so as everyone knows,
Love
he
that,
no, Rhino, listen to this, right? After 2
Nah,
weeks
United
at Brighton,
just stressed me out, bro.
No, listen. 2 weeks at Brighton, he was late for training, was fat, and was unprofessional, and they shipped him out for a year on loan.
Oh yeah,
and then when he came back, it was an emergent. There was an injury situation, and they
Was that
got him
under
in.
Potter?
Under Potter?
Yeah,
Yeah,
you talk
Graham
about
Potter.
Caicedo.
When did they sign? Sorry, I don't know. When did they exactly sign? Was it in 2021 they signed him? January 21.
Sounds about right. I'm not.
Yeah.
I don't have a great memory.
Yeah.
But
he's still young as well.
And he's only had one good season in the Premier
True.
League. Like
I say 1.5.
okay.
I think if you were watching Brighton prior, you would see that.
You would have noticed.
There you go. Like I said, I remember that game when he scored that banger against Arsenal. I said, "Who is that player?"
Caicedo.
Yeah, it was that.
No, it wasn't him that scored against that. No, he didn't score. I was Mwepu that scored against us.
Mwepu scored. You lost.
That's the brother that had to retire because he had a heart attack.
Yeah. You lost 2-1 that game. Mwepu scored, and
Mwepu, and I think I can't remember who the other one was. I think it was Mope who scored. I think it was the other one. He always scored against us. Mope.
If Caicedo develops in 5 years, he'll be playing for Real Madrid.
Yeah.
I see it. He looks like he's on the money moves as well, fam.
You think? Oh wait,
help his family, you know. But listen, while we're on the Arsenal topic, quickly. I want to move on to Balogun. I want to ask you about Balogun quickly.
Balogun.
What's your thoughts on these recent statements?
Do
you need him? Do you guys need him?
I'd like us to keep him, you know. I'd like him. I don't like us just selling our youth players, our high-end production, and just bringing in buying players. But if needs must. I don't know, man. I mean, yeah, he said he doesn't want to play. He wants to play first-team football, but I'll take the punt on him. I mean, he's definitely worth trying out in the Premier League. But again, Mikel Arteta, will he give him that chance? We definitely need a striker to back up Gabby Jesus, but yeah.
And the way Arsenal fans say Mikel Arteta, it's got like a what's the word, like a royalty sound to that. Mikel Arteta.
Mikel Arteta. Super Mikel Arteta.
Look how times have changed.
Yeah.
I can't lie. Them man get removed for them kind of chance, bro. We get no Super Mikel Arteta right now. I'm joking.
Taking me out of the mug.
Took you out the game. Listen. Balogun, man. What? I think you guys need him, man. You guys need the depth, man. You need the depth. Because look, Jesus doesn't really bag goals like that. And Ketia, what's happening? I heard he might be going as well.
Yeah,
what's happening?
Balogun. He wants to leave. He doesn't.
Our defense was in trouble. Now he can go, yeah. He can go, yeah.
Yeah, that was only one game. Yeah, only one game.
I remember him scoring an incredible goal against Liverpool and one against Chelsea that suggests that guy has a huge potential.
Yeah.
So what do you think's gone wrong for him, you guys? What's gone wrong for Nketiah?
Don't know, man. Just when it matters most, you know what I'm saying? When it matters most, that towards the latter end of the season, did he contribute, you know, in that time when we need?
Because he just disappeared out of the blue,
That's what I'm
you
saying,
know.
in our hour of need. I mean, that United game was amazing, but in our hour of need, you know what I'm saying?
Where was he? Like, where were any of your players in the
burnt out? He's been burnt out, man. Burnt out. Well, they were up there to get us finish second, and at least we didn't get bottled at.
Listen, bruv. Listen, we're not gonna go through this whole Arsenal bottling again, but
you know what?
It is what it is.
Have you
Say
heard
again?
of Sebastian Haller?
Sebastian Haller.
Yeah, he used to play for Ajax.
Yeah, he plays for Dortmund now, if I'm not mistaken.
Dortmund. Yeah, he went from Dortmund. Yeah.
'Cause he had cancer. He had cancer at one point.
Yeah, yeah, cancer. Yeah.
I think Arsenal should only go for Haller from Dortmund.
Oh, that's a shout.
Yeah, but will he be able to compete with him in the Premier League, though? Will he be, yeah.
He played for West
Go
Ham.
on, why?
Yeah,
But what did he do at West Ham? He was like the biggest
Nothing.
flop. Exactly. Well, they made a £18 million loss on him. Literally, they signed him for £43 million, record signing. Then went to Ajax for 25.
I suppose Serge Gnabry flopped at West Brom and Arsenal then.
Salah flopped at Chelsea. Kevin De Bruyne flopped at Chelsea. Players change. It all depends on the manager and the system.
Yeah, well,
I feel sorry for Wenger. He signed some really good players that just never stepped up.
Man.
But then again, Gnabry was given more time and attention at Bayern.
Yeah, because even on his loan at West Brom, he was doing bits.
Was he? I thought Tony Pulis didn't play him.
That's what I thought as well. That's why he came
I
back early.
I don't know, mate.
He came back early. He came back early from his loan at West Brom, from what I remember. If I'm not mistaken, that is.
What? How you feeling about Timber? Timberlinks.
Yeah, well.
Hey, wait, Martin's got something to say about that yet?
My suggestion about what Arsenal should do.
Say that again.
Oh, after you finish what you're gonna say, I'll say.
I don't know. I mean, I'll be honest. I haven't seen the guy play. I mean, I've only just read his statistics and read into him. I haven't actually seen him play, so I can't really comment on him. But
half time. What was your little smirk about that? What's your opinion?
Well, on Timber, Timber is not great. Is not a great sort of block defender or aerial defender. He's weak. Doesn't have. He doesn't It's almost like he doesn't know how to jump properly. And someone else who doesn't know how to jump properly is Ben White. Now I quite like Ben White.
More of a right back, yeah.
Well, exactly. So Ben. Well, I mean, he's saying more of a right back, but
it was his strength, should we say? Yeah.
Yeah, but okay. So for about 20 years, every single team has defended with three at the back. In possession, and Ben White is someone who's good at defending in wide areas. Okay, so he'd be
forward,
no, he's good at lots of things, but his best defensive work is done in the wide areas. With Timber, I don't, and I'm also quite intrigued about what the plan was for Lisandro Martinez, Arsenal, when you guys went for him. I don't understand where Timber fits into that Arsenal team, because Saliba is genuinely he's a brilliant defender. He can match his stride to other players. His running is fantastic, the form and everything. Gabriel, I think he's a little bit dodgy, but he is left-footed, and that's important for the angles.
Yeah.
So if you get Timber in, he's going in to replace Ben White.
Yeah.
And with Timber's the fact that Louis van Gaal is his daddy and told him what to do when joining United, I think that if you're trying to win the league, what is the point of getting a young, inexperienced Dutch player in?
I'll say one thing. What do you think of Jakob Kiwior, though? We got him in. We signed him in January. Obviously,
I don't know, mate.
I was going to say on Timber, I think because he could play more than one position, and he could do the inverted fullback role as well.
So you're dropping Zinchenko?
I can't comment that
into okay, but on the right side.
Yeah.
I think it all depends
you're
on the
using
game.
3-2.
Pardon?
You're using a 3-2 then. You're having Rice, Zinchenko, and what's his name, Timber, in the midfield, and then you're having Saliba and Gabriel behind.
I think it all depends on the game. I.e., the Southampton game, if they were able to do something like that in the Southampton game, they win 4-3.
I mean, if Saliba comes back, has that back injury, you're saying he could be done for the rest of his career with that back injury.
No way.
You know who I think should come back to Arsenal? This is going to be a bit controversial, but
I think I know who he's going to say. Is it Chuba Akpom?
I think Lacazette should come back to Arsenal.
No.
Let's hear him out. What would Lacazette add to Arsenal that they're missing?
Gabriel Jesus, he's not really banging in goals like that. But hear me out, right? Lacazette has been doing bits for Lyon. I checked he's scored 27 goals in 35 appearances for Lyon. Even though Lyon finished 7th in League One, Lacazette carried Lyon. Lacazette.
Was that the season just gone, Magpies? Was that the season
He
just gone?
got more goals than Messi, apparently.
Lacazette.
That's the French league, man.
I was literally going to say
but
that.
What does he do for
man.
Arsenal? Like,
his
Jesus'
job?
job is not to score goals, is it? He's to drop in and create the space for someone like
I thought it was
Martinelli
to score goals. I thought it was to
exploit
score goals.
Nah. He's a link. He's a link forward.
He's Firmino.
Because
Yeah,
Lacazette,
exactly. Like, how many goals did Firmino score when you won the league? Like 11?
Yeah,
10?
11. Yeah. I think his
Yeah,
highest goal
like-
scoring for us is maybe 15 in the league.
Like, he's an
get
extremely
my
good
charger,
presser,
guys.
Gabriel Jesus. Like, I think that like the problem is that when you're talking about what you need to like win a league and stuff like that, people focus on goals and assists, and that's not how you win it. You win it by how you control a football match.
Yeah,
and
but
where
Lacazette-
football is played.
Yeah, but Lacazette has definitely got its form back. Lacazette scored 27 goals in 35 appearances for Lyon.
All right.
In the French league.
Let me
come back
his
to
bread and
Arsenal
butter.
because he's finally got his form back.
Yeah, but he's
He was
played in
only
the Premier
goals
League and he
behind
wasn't
Mbappe.
great, was he?
Well, 5 goals in his last season when we needed him most, and how Tottenham finished Champions League above us. No, I'm sorry, no, I'm not having him back.
Yeah.
5 goals
I
in
mean,
that last season when
dead food,
Aubameyang went
Yeah.
AWOL. Yeah, man, no, he's done.
He went literally AWOL, didn't he?
Lacazette carried
There you
Lyon.
go.
I think he come back to Arsenal.
There we go.
That's what I'm going to say about Lacazette.
All right, where would Lyon finish in the Premier League, do you think?
Probably in the bottom half.
Get relegated.
They'll get
If
smashed.
Leicester City could get relegated, Lyon will.
Hear me out. I think. Okay, I'm looking at the current Premier League table. Let's replace Lyon with Southampton for this example. I think Lyon would either finish 6th, 7th, or 8th.
Over
Or
who?
10th.
No.
So higher than Liverpool, higher than Tottenham, higher than who else?
Chelsea.
Chelsea.
I think they'd finish 10th.
That's a stretch.
To guess.
That's a
I mean, yeah, Lyon might finish like 7th to 8th, to be honest. I think that's my prediction.
Well, I mean, Arsenal finished like around that with Lacazette up front. So,
Correct.
like, why
Hey.
would you bring back like Lacazette? I just
Because
don't. I don't see it, bro.
Lacazette is because
Ahead of his
Lacazette
time,
is
mate.
performing Sergio Aguero numbers for Lyon.
It's the French league. It doesn't really mean
Exactly.
nothing for me personally.
One
He was
team
born-
league.
Do you remember Stefan
That's his bread and butter.
Guivard?
He knows the French league inside out. That's
No.
where he made his debut. That's where he started
Exactly.
his whole football career. So
He scored 100
and
goals
he's
for
doing
Lyon
it
as well.
prior to that anyway.
First time.
Sorry, Harry said that again.
true.
Yeah, I said he scored 100 goals in his first stint for Lyon as well. Over 100 goals over across
There
3
you go.
seasons, if I'm not mistaken.
Is
So
there
he
any
loves-
Arsenal player you'd bring back?
It's a good question.
Guendouzi,
Gnabry.
I always like the look of.
Gnabry.
Nabry, yeah, tough to have him back.
Yeah, Nabry's hard.
One
But even what you guys were saying about Timber, yeah, I don't see what Timber's going to come and bring to Arsenal, to be honest. And I'm not saying it from a Man United fan point of view, because I've said it already many times. I'm happy. I prefer Martinez over Timber. I was kind of thinking we were lucky to get Martinez instead of Timber in terms of what we needed for our squad.
You linked with Timber last year as well.
Yeah.
When we were linked with Timber, oh shit, my light dropped. But listen,
Man, that is
When-
Timber, isn't it?
Timber. Look at that. Listen, when we were linked with Timber, yeah, I was excited, obviously, innit? I was excited as a Man United fan, innit? But I feel like, I don't know, man. Martinez brings so much more than Timber for me, personally.
He brings that South American spirit.
Yeah, the spirit, just the hunger, just the way he plays on the ball. I don't know. Timber.
He brings
For
a
me,
left-
if
he
I was to
brings
say
a
about
left foot.
Timber, personally, I'd rather have an I'd rather have a Premier League established centre back than Timber, because, like I said, I mean, I don't know much about this Timber geezer apart from the fact that he was in an Ajax squad. He's won stuff with Ajax, and he was in the Netherlands World Cup squad. Personally, I've never seen him play, so I can't really comment. But
So was
I can't see from what
Weghorst.
Yeah,
Yeah,
if you
bruv.
are telling me from what you he played for Burnley, but yeah, if you lot from what you lot are telling me, I'd probably have an established Premier League centre back. Then.
Tyrone Mings?
Yeah, why not?
Timber.
I like him.
I like Tyrone Mings.
Yeah, big time.
Even Timber for the World Cup, he was playing an inverted right back for Holland. And I remember
Is that inverted right back? Is that when he comes inside? He is not
It's
on
like
the
Zinchenko.
outside.
Yeah.
Gone bath time. Yeah.
I thought he was. I thought Timber
It's
was.
like Zinchenko. You move in
Okay.
possession.
Inverted
You move into
LB.
the pivot.
But that's what he offers you.
Right.
I think he offers you
Understood.
squad depth and he offers you flexibility in terms of
Squad depth is
formation.
very important. I really agree with that. But I quite like Tomiyasu at Arsenal.
I do too.
Yeah, but he's injured though. He's out for I think till next year. He's got ACL.
Really.
Yeah, that's why he was out for the rest
Sorry,
of the year. He picked up
Rhino, can I
ACL
just-
against City.
Can I just say so? I've just seen John Santos says he had a comment up for ages to ask me why I don't like Brighton. And the
Yeah.
comment is-
I was going to get back to that. Yeah, go on.
Yeah, like so, Santos. The reason I think it's boring and Brighton are unambitious is because like when you talk about controlling a football match, like most people think you do it in the midfield for some reason. You don't. You do it in the defence because that is where you have the biggest numerical advantage on the pitch. Like you always have a +1 in defence. Like 4 versus 3, 2 versus 1, whatever. And with Brighton, I think that they play very, very safe football. Where they're not taking. All right. I don't think that they're taking risks, and I think that they're unambitious because they sell their best players. And really, like when you look at like the scenes when West Ham won the Conference League, I think that's what a football club should be aiming for. It should be giving hope to the fans and stuff like that. And Brighton are just like they seem to be like the champions of accountancy, and I don't like that. Jeremy.
I was going to say, did they not finish in the highest ever position last season?
Is that a trophy?
No, I'm just saying. And did they not play Man United in the semi-final?
And bottle it? Yeah, they did.
So
they did all these
sort
things.
of ambition for a club like Brighton. And in terms of them playing that from the back, we were just discussing it earlier. The way they implement, they wait for the attackers to press and then they play football.
Yeah.
I think they play the best football from the back in the Prem.
Yeah, but it doesn't like
in Arsenal. Brighton are definitely up there in terms of playing.
Yeah, but you think about the teams that won trophies this season, which are City and United. Like by definition, they have played the best football out from the back, and this is a stretch with De Gea because they've won something. Like Brighton, like we're in a position where they could like they could have tried to win like the FA Cup. And I understand the point you mean about the point that you said about experience and stuff like that.
Yeah.
My theory on Brighton, right? I've seen this with Swansea. I've seen this with Charlton. I've seen this with loads of different teams where they get players in, like the conveyor belt of talent. Their scouting is great. Southampton get relegated in 10 years because they're not building towards something.
Production line.
Yeah, everyone laughed at Forest for getting in all them players. They stayed up. Like I think that Brighton are an unambitious football club, and like I've seen it so many times. Like Michu at Swansea.
Oh yeah,
and Renato Sanchez. Yeah, he's from my part of the world, Oviedo. Big up all my Spanish boys. But like I'm not a fan of Brighton. I think De Zerbi plays a very interesting style of football.
Yeah, he does.
But I don't think it's adventurous. And like with football, you want to control spaces, and all Brighton are concerned about is controlling the space, like just in front of their goal. So I think it's defensive.
So what do you think? They went from Chris Newton to Potter to De Zerbi. You don't think that's ambitious?
Well, I mean, like that.
Chris Hughton was playing a very boring football.
Yeah, that's why they got rid of him.
Yeah, well, that's subjective, isn't it? It's like Tony Pulis got sacked at Stoke to try and like change the style of football, and they got relegated. Like I think that like bringing in these managers and stuff like that is great, but they've got they had Cucurella, like McAllister, like Caicedo. They're losing their best players, and I find it very difficult to conceive of an argument where losing your best players is a form of ambition.
Can I just counter your point?
Yeah.
Well, it's the same for Liverpool. Go on.
Same for Liverpool.
Can I just counter your point though about time about them selling their players?
Yeah, you finish your point, Harry, and then I want to hear what Jamie says about Liverpool.
But how do you know the players? It's the players that don't want to stay. I mean, if they wanted to, I mean, look, March has stayed there, Duncan stayed there. They've had all these players that they
got Ferguson now
stayed there. Ferguson as well. But how do you know it's the players that want to leave? I mean, I know obviously McAllister was crying out his eyes the last game against, and the Zerbi was pointing at him, and I can't remember Caicedo, and he was crying his eyes out. I'm sure if he really wanted to stay, he'd have stayed there this season. I mean.
For me, that's like club culture, and it comes back to a little bit about the point about Rice going to Man City, where like the best thing in life is winning as a team, right? With the people you train with, that you work with, that you do all your stuff with, that's the best thing. If you've got players that are basically using your club as a stepping stone, and Borussia Dortmund is another classic example, I don't see that as ambition. Like, I think that you should be there at the start of the season. Like I assume we've all played football to a reasonable level, but at the start of the season, expectations are set. And the expectations at Brighton seem to me, if you play well, you can go to a club that will win stuff.
But that's the same thing you can say about Brentford as well. Brentford were the same. That was their model. That's how they survived.
Exactly,
Brentford,
and that's exactly what I'd say about Brentford.
But I was going to say, it's similar.
Sorry, Jamie, go on.
Yeah, sorry, Ari. I was going to say similar to Liverpool. At one stage, all our best players were going abroad. Even Coutinho, he was the last one.
Arsenal as well.
Yeah.
But would you say that Liverpool wasn't ambitious because we sold our best player in terms of Coutinho? Because we went on to win?
No, because like with the difference is is that Coutinho, did he go for 145 million?
140, yeah. 140.
All right. Liverpool had identified targets and so Rano, can you? I don't like being the centre of attention here. Like, I like hearing this guy. We're the team boys. I don't. Thank you.
He got his way out of that one. So.
Quick,
Liverpool used that money to buy. Like, I might be incorrect here, but it was put towards Alisson and Van Dijk.
VVD.
Van Dijk was a £75 million centre back from Southampton.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Right. Liverpool blew everyone out of the water because they needed someone to work in a counter-marking system. And then they got Alisson. Liverpool, they looked at their squad, and this is ambition to me. Fan favourite, a guy who plays really well. They saw that they would have a better chance with different players. So they sold him to invest and grow in the squad. And that, to me, is ambition.
It could be the same for Brighton, though. We don't know who they're planning on bringing in.
Yeah, James Milner absolutely will turn them into FA Cups. I do quite like James Milner. I do actually really like James Milner. Yeah. He's won the Premier League at two different clubs.
What I will say to that point is,
James
Milner does bring that experience to help.
He does, yeah. I feel a bit unfair on James Milner.
Exactly, Lallana as well.
Lallana?
Yeah.
He still plays for Brighton.
Yeah.
He definitely helped Brighton elevate to a higher level.
Yeah, but do you think do you think Brighton are an ambitious football club?
I think personally they are. Yeah, I think, and I hear your point. I'm not disagreeing with your point, but you just have to let's judge them this season. I said this even under Graham Potter when I heard him listening on TalkSport to him one day, and I said to myself, this is what I said to myself. I said, I won't be surprised if Brighton challenge the top 6 in years to come, the way they got their model going ahead and all that. And I was right. Yeah. I mean, obviously, I didn't know none of you guys back then, but, But they finished top six this season. And then the Europa League, that's going to give them more, income and all that. So, yeah, I think they are personally.
More exposure to the footballing world as well.
Exactly. And obviously,
I think those are all good points.
I mean, maybe it's not Brighton. I'm sure Brighton would love to keep them, but obviously it's the caliber. If you want to go to City, Liverpool, even abroad, like Barcelona, Real Madrid, it's like Rafinha at Leeds. I mean, you're not really going to say no to them, innit?
Are you not, bruv? You're not comparing Barcelona to Brighton, right? Because Barcelona mortgaged their bloody future Like,
Yeah, no, I'm not just saying
like
Rafinha.
that's reckless ambition. Okay, like
Yeah, well,
I understand if all of you think Brighton's ambitious, I understand what you mean. Like they're building towards something and things, but as I said,
especially with the Amex, the infrastructure as well, with the Amex and the academy, obviously. I mean,
yeah, but how many times have you seen this? Like Southampton, do you remember Clive Woodward? He won a World Cup with England in rugby. He came in, he produced Walcott, he produced Bale, he produced like Sadio Mane, or at least he was involved in coaching these players. What happened to Southampton this season?
No, Southampton.
But they got new owners though. Sorry, go on, Jamie.
Now I was going to say we saw that with Southampton, they were definitely a feeder club. But I wouldn't say Brighton is a feeder club.
They're Chelsea's feeder club. They've sold them Cucurella and then Agnes and Caicedo.
Yeah, and who did they bring in after Cucurella? Wouldn't you say their next left back was much better
Estupiñán?
Yeah.
Estupiñán, yeah.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure. Like Cucurella has had a disaster at Chelsea, no doubt. But I think that he genuinely looked like one of the best like left wing backs in the Premier League last season. Like to me,
when he's playing for Brighton, right?
Yeah, like Cucurella at Brighton. Like Estupiñán is a good player. I like him. I think all the Brighton players are pretty good, to be honest. Except for Mitoma, he reminds me a bit of Saint Maximin, where it's all sort of flashy, but little end product.
Magpies have to say about that.
Our Saint Maximin is a disaster of a footballer. Like Alan Saint Maximin. It's all it is like spamming skill moves, no end product.
What's your thoughts?
Doesn't do any. It doesn't do anything. It's like Traore at fucking Wolves.
You're asking for my thoughts on what he said.
Yeah.
Yeah, on Alan Saint Maximin.
Where he's not. What part is he wrong though? He's not wrong. Saint Maximin's a rubbish footballer. I want him.
My man, I wasn't expecting this. Yes, Kevin De Bruyne forever. De Bruyne in the bathtub.
Louis Vuitton headbands.
I agree with that, man.
Let me say one about Saint Maximin. He's good at advertising Louis Vuitton headbands.
And Gucci.
You got fined for that. He got fined for that.
Yeah.
He got fined for that.
Dixon's.
Not gonna lie, bro. I don't know how you expected me to be shocked. Like what? Nah, Saint Maximin.
I think I agree with these man, you know.
Can I say one thing?
I think I agree.
Under Steve Bruce, I thought St. Maximin was good, but then when he had COVID, I think COVID fucked him up literally because he got hospitalised. I think it was something.
No, that was the keeper. Was it Les Seeley?
No. It was Alan St. Maximin. He got. Yeah, he was
sure. Like the Newcastle goalkeeper
3-4 months. I don't know if he was hospitalised. I don't really want to talk about COVID because it brings up bad memories. But I remember he was out for a period of a while. Literally, Steve Bruce said that he had to, be eased back in. Go on,
let me ask
Jamie.
this though. So if
go on, Jamie. Go on.
If Saint Maximin starts scoring and getting assists, would you say he's one of the best players in the league?
So you're saying that if Saint Maximin started producing like stuff on a football pitch, would I say he's one of the best players in the league? Well, yes.
There was a time that Maximin was moving nuts. I think I just clicked now. I was thinking, when we worried for him to be on the pitch, but I think he got injured. When he came back from injury, he wasn't the same, man.
COVID, didn't it? Or COVID, it was.
Or something. Because I remember a period where I was worried about him. Like, nah, we don't want to play against Maximin. And then you know when what's his name? Amron and that all started flourishing, and then Maximin was quiet. Yeah. Then when he came back in, Maximin wasn't the same no more. It's like all these other guys stepped up. Yeah.
I was going to say, Man United versus Newcastle when you lot lost 2-0. Who was the best player on the pitch that game?
In 1920. Was that season 1920?
But what about something more important, like the
I think he was imposing, but he wasn't doing nothing though. Wait, was that the game?
He set up Willock. He was
that game he was being a pest. I remember. Yeah.
Look, I don't he had his moments. Player off one game. Like he reminds me of Adama Traore. Like
he's not that bad.
Traore is a pace matcher, I can't lie. But I don't think he's that bad. I don't think he's that bad.
Like, okay, so
I see where you're trying to go with it though. I can see.
I get it.
Like the thing is that there's no product, and the other thing, right, is sometimes right, you don't need product. Okay, like there's a player that everyone will laugh at me for rating called Harry Winks. Harry Winks has like 10 assists in the Premier League.
Oh, the English Iniesta.
Yeah, excellent player. excellent player. Like, go and talk to Cruz, Modric, and Casemiro about Harry Winks. Like, I think he's an excellent player, but I understand it's a wild opinion. Like, Winks didn't have assists, he didn't have goals. You don't need that in order to be like a great football player. But what Saint Maximin does that drives me up the wall when I see him play, because he's got ability, no question. He's a wonderful mover on the football. He holds the ball too long and he allows defences to get back in position.
Yeah.
And it's the same with Rashford, to be honest, at sometimes. Like, St. Maximum, I say he's an atrocious footballer because he's got everything you need to be an elite level footballer,
of the world's best,
except for a brain.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, and so that's why I don't rate Alan St. Maximum, because of his decision making, his output, and how he affects football matches. He's a wonderful player to watch because he does tricks and stuff, like, and everyone loves that. But there's a reason no one has gone in for him.
Can I say one thing? One point, obviously, before he either got injured or was sick, he was so good for Newcastle at one point. I remember they gave him a 6-year deal.
Where did they finish?
A 6-year deal. That was in the 1920 season under Steve Bruce they was playing. They gave him a 6-year deal. So I think he still has another 3 years of that deal left. But yeah, 6 years.
Did you take him at Arsenal? Take him over Martinelli?
No, thank you. No, thank you.
You taking him over Nunez and Diaz?
Nah.
I'll have him in the squad as an impact player.
What impact is he going to have?
Tired legs. You wouldn't want St. Maximin running at you with tired legs, regardless of end product or not. He's always.
That's one of the only players in the Premier League that I would want. Apart from Donny van der Beek, the only player that I'd fancy defending against is St. Maximin, because I know that he's not going to put the ball in.
I've seen him ruin quite a few players, even Wan-Bissaka.
How many assists do you think he's got?
What, in last season?
Any season.
I don't know. I think last season,
it's gone down, obviously, because Almiron and Cole have taken over him.
All right, let's look at his expected assists.
Pull out right now.
Because I have to jump off. But we're
going to wrap up after this anyway, still.
Okay.
All right, well,
I'm just trying to see if there's any more news quickly. The subject is interesting still.
There is some news, actually, which is that United have set...
I wanted to bring up something John Santos said.
Yeah, look at John Santos. Comment.
The level Leon are competing with at average, Premier League is another level. I think, like, if this really was the case, Mbappe would have scored a lot more goals. League One's a good league. It's like a top 5 league. And
I don't think it's top 5.
If it really was this easy,
I think it is top 5. But
if it really was this easy league, Lacazette would not be 2 goals behind Mbappe, one of the best players in the world.
Mbappe don't.
I think that's exactly what it would be. Like, I've got to disagree with John Santos here. Is that Hazard is a bum dribbler, where like he uses his bum to get in the way of players and turn them. Like that man's ass has done more damage than Beyonce's, and I don't see any resemblance to the dribbling. No, it's important. You need a
I get what you mean.
Getting your ass in the way is important in football. Like, big ass, short legs, good for girls, good for footballers. Like,
bruv, I don't agree, bruv. He's the closest to Hazard with dribbling. I think that's cap.
I get what he means in terms of St. Maximin is going to cause damage no matter what.
Hazard
he's always going to cause problems. That's
he's a pest.
Whether it's going to lead to a goal or missed opportunity, he's always going to cause problems. Literally.
Yeah, but for his own team, because it's not going to lead to a goal or like a missed assist.
Newcastle's had their best season.
Without him playing.
Yeah,
Almiron was starting up there. Almiron was starting ahead of it. Almiron and Isaac as well.
He was injured.
Isaac as well.
He's injured. They have their best season.
Jacob Murphy as well. Jacob Murphy's taken over him. Another Steve Bruce signing taken over him as well.
Anthony Gordon.
Sorry, no. Jacob Murphy. Tell a lie. No, he was a Benitez signing. Am I right on that, Magpies? Correct me if I'm wrong, but Jacob Murphy was a Rafa signing.
I think he was.
I think he was for sure.
St. Maximin, his best season, Newcastle finished 16th, A season he doesn't play, they finish 4th.
Nah, he was in and out. You can't say he didn't play at all.
Yeah.
But like
Hey,
I just
there's
gave
that
you
man. Adam Tyler's that.
Man United. I can't really
Sorry?
think about the
Louis
game,
V.
but I just remember that game.
What about
had
the cup
fun.
final?
He done his bits that other players didn't perform.
He didn't do bits. He held the
Was it
ball
the
up
League
and he
Cup?
allowed us to defend in a low block. Yeah, League Cup.
It was the League Cup.
Did he start in
I
that
think he played
final?
well.
I can't remember
Yes,
now.
Well against
Nah, I don't think he started. He didn't start.
He did start.
He did.
Did he?
Okay.
I thought he
I
came
can't
on.
remember, but, yeah.
Nah, he
I
played
guess
there.
all right. He
Well.
played. I've got a terrible memory. But one thing I have seen, Rhino, is United have set an asking price for Jadon Sancho, 45 million.
What?
Is it?
Come
Yeah,
to
what do you
Daddy,
think
bro.
about that?
Oh wait, where's this? Where's this? Where's this?
It is from Chris Wheeler, who is the
Chris
chief football
Wheeler,
writer of
damn.
of the Daily Mail.
I love
So
that
he's
guy, Jadon
not a
Sancho.
chump.
Yeah.
It's his own fault. He wasn't
I
ambitious
don't think
enough.
United will let him go. Though. I've got a funny feeling that they're willing to give him another chance this season. I've got a funny feeling. Just my opinion. I think.
He wasted at Man United.
Yeah, but
Completely
he'll go back to Dortmund.
He's
He should go back maybe to
wasted.
Dortmund.
Yeah.
Why is he wasted?
He
Go on,
doesn't
I
have
hate this.
that.
Then I'm going
He hasn't
to
got a system in place that helps him.
All right. So
At
what
Dortmund, he
type
had a
of
system.
winger is he?
Say that again,
Start
sorry.
off with this. Right. What type of winger is he?
I think he's
Ball to
Blair.
feet.
Last point and we wrap up.
Yeah, ball to
All right.
feet.
Very quickly, like
Yeah,
I give
go on.
Arsenal as an example. You have a combination winger or a direct winger. So a combination winger, someone like Grealish, who
Yeah.
combines with
Ball
play,
to
and then
feet,
you have and then you
then
have the
Perez.
guy that provides width. Okay. So first of all, what type of winger is Jadon Sancho?
He's definitely combination.
Combination.
1,000,000% a combination winger. Now, one thing about Sancho is that myself as a player, I was extremely slow, right? All slow twitch muscle fibers. The way that like I had to learn how to deal with people. Yeah. The way
It's
I had to learn how to
anticipation,
deal
isn't
with
it?
people. No. It is about how it is where your weight is when you try and
okay.
beat someone. So with Sancho, Sancho is technically a far better player than Anthony. But what Sancho lacks is that when he's dribbling at people, his weight isn't in the correct place in order to explode past players. He's
Would you say-
and
So go on.
all right. So like when you look at someone like Salah, he's a little gremlin. Salah is so strong and powerful. When he dribbles at players, what he's trying to do is he's trying to get their weight central or to one side, and he will have his weight on the other side. That means he can use that standing leg to burst in the opposite direction. Right? Do you get me?
Yeah.
So, like, if you think of like Robin or Bale, they would always push the ball out. with those
Direct
opposite
wingers.
ways.
Literally direct wingers.
Well, yeah, kind of. But the point is that Sancho, and this is true of Maguire and McTominay, a lot of players at United, they don't know how to run properly.
I was going to
Like,
say,
they
would
don't
you
know how
say,
to use their balance.
would you say Sancho was like that at Dortmund?
I think that, like, for me, the German league is essentially a training session for transitions. It's everything's based off transitional play, right? I think that Sancho is great players make people around them look better, and I think that that's what Hazard. I think that that's what Haaland did. Yeah, or your man there, Zizou. Like, I think that he was made to look a lot better by Haaland. Because all you need to do is put the ball into the space.
I think it's the system. Like, because if you cool, let's look at Jordan Henderson for example.
Yeah,
or even
yeah.
let's take Bobby Firmino. Under Brendan
Yes.
Rodgers, he didn't have a clue where to play him, left wing, X, Y, and Z. When Klopp came, he implemented a system that was built around Firmino, and we saw the best of Firmino. So if Sancho was in a system that helps him thrive, I reckon we'll see the best of Sancho.
So you're telling me
think
that
so too.
the system at Dortmund was built around Sancho?
I wouldn't say it was built around him, but he was able to fit in the system. The system helped him thrive, basically.
All right, okay. So at Dortmund, they're primarily a counter-attacking team on the basis that when they win possession, they try and score a goal, like Liverpool. And conversely, teams like Manchester City, don't do that. You very rarely see a Manchester City counter-attack. You see them recycle the ball and go through rotations.
Yeah.
All right. So, in terms of like transitions, you have to occupy a certain place in the pitch. Like, so when you think about Tottenham and their goals, like they will have 2 players wide, 1 central, but they'll mix in the transition to pull the centre halves apart, right? Sancho, what part of the transition system or the possession system needs to be tweaked for him to be able to play like at the level at Dortmund in the Premier League?
I think I can answer that. It's the creating triangles around him. Like I feel like when he's running, like no one's on his wavelength. It's like so no one's going into no pockets, so he's got no options. I think when Sancho's running, the options have to run with him, and you have to fill the pockets. No, at United we don't feel nothing.
All right, let's do specifics then. Like, unless sorry, Jamie, do you have anything to add to that?
No, I was literally gonna piggyback on Randall's point. Literally, if that's my point in terms of the system. If there was constant triangles around Sancho, like you said, because he likes the ball to feet and he likes the combination winger,
like
if he has
Arsenal,
triangles around him constantly, we'll see the best of him.
All right,
literally.
let's talk about Luke Shaw then. Like, so Luke Shaw is his partner, like on the left hand side. Okay, are you telling me Rashford, Martial, and Shaw is like, which is an established Premier League partnership or like unit? Why is Sancho, like Rashford or Martial, Shaw, far worse with Shaw in that partnership than with Sancho in that partnership than the other players?
Why is what? So ask that again.
So Martial, Shaw, Rashford has been an established left-sided partner, like unit for 4 or 5 years that has resulted in a lot of goals. If you were to take Rashford out and put Sancho in, why does Sancho not perform to the level? Is it the runs?
Exactly.
They're not the same.
It's different. It's different.
Rashford lacks balls behind the defense.
I don't think that. I not on the left wing. Rashford is like a Bowser player. Like he stands his man up and then accelerates past them.
But the thing is, you wouldn't say that's Rashford's strongest point. You would say you would prefer Rashford running in behind. A lot of his goals that was for United was one pass from Bruno, Rashford behind you. There was barely any goals where you could say, "Oh, Rashford stood his man up, he beat a man, and then he whipped the ball into the top."
There have been like I understand that there might be a recency bias of some sort, but that is actually most of Rashford's goals for United are slowing his man down and then using his pace to go past them. It's like it's similar. It's not the same, but it's similar to Messi, where you manipulate the player's weight by playing slowly, like Bowser.
But would you say that's his strongest point? Would you say that's his strongest point over him running in behind?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just on the basis that I don't like my teams to play like that, where they directly smack the ball up the pitch. I want us to move up the pitch
since Oli for the last 3-4 years.
Yeah, we have.
That's been Rashford's best seasons in the last 3-4 years.
Well, Rashford's best season was this year, where we try and move up.
And the thing,
we try and move up as a unit.
There was that stage where United were comparing Greenwood, Martial, and Rashford to Mane, Firmino, and Salah.
Well, rather like your league title, that was COVID.
20 plus goals.
They scored
70 goals. 60 goals. 60.
Yeah.
Like they
There
got
60 combined.
We got 20 then. That was counter-attacking under Oli. You wouldn't say
that was transitional football, which I'm not a fan of, and I don't think that's the best way to use Rashford. I'm not Rashford's biggest fan. And to be honest, I think he's a little bit...
I'd like to jump off now on it, guys. Thanks for having me on. It was great to chat to you guys. It was a nice one as well. For half time, it was interesting hearing the data analytics and all that in formations, different plays. But anyway, I'll jump off because I've got work in the morning.
Yeah, man.
Nice one.
Love,
Cheers.
man.
Take care,
Peace, man. I'll off in a sec anyway. Even just to carry on for what he's saying, the best Sancho we've seen last season was pre-season. No, I'm talking about pre-season. Martial, Rashford, and Sancho.
Ollie's dream.
No, I'm talking about when Ten Hag first came in.
Yeah, but that was Ollie's dream.
That's what I thought Sancho was going to be like, and then he just fell off, bro. Like the pockets and everything was great, man.
Let's not forget, Ten Hag changed his whole footballing style.
Yeah.
He
Well, that's
tried to
'cause
play
of the
against
keeper.
Brighton. He tried to play against Brentford.
Yeah.
He thought it wasn't working, and he said, "You know what? I ain't got the players to do this. So let me change and adapt."
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
for me,
But
like we were
Sancho's
talking about earlier,
he needs
right now,
pockets, man.
the
Yeah.
system is vital nowadays.
It's vital.
Yeah, but what is the system though? Give me specifics.
When I think about system,
He
I think
needs
about Liverpool.
he needs assist. He needs instructions. He needs players around him to be doing things. You can't
Right,
just.
so that's compact,
You know,
right? So what? So right, this is the thing that I find interesting about Sancho. Is Sancho nearly got the same amount of assists that Anthony has in 45 minutes of football when he played out on the right as the direct winger? What you're talking about is having players around him. It's a compact system where, so I don't want to get too sort of technical and things. I don't know what.
Go for it, bro. Go for it.
go for
Well, I
it.
don't know
Yeah.
what levels of football you've played at. I'm going to assume like at least Sunday League.
Semi-pro.
Nice, me too. I'll get you on our podcast.
Same.
You have a semi-pro podcast. Okay, right. So you understand that like all defensive structures work best when you're narrow,
Yeah.
right? Okay, including the counter press. So every team in the Premier League, even in possession, wants to be as compact as possible.
Yeah.
And then
Push everyone to the roof.
then have an outlet. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we all agree. Okay, so
Yeah.
you're telling me that Sancho needs to be the combination winger, which means that he would play ball side where everything's incredibly compact, and he'll, 1-2s, third man combinations, all these sort of things.
Yeah.
Sancho's best performances for Man United have come as the direct winger on the right hand side.
Yes, but like I said to you, to counter that,
Circumstance, man.
at Dortmund, he was literally playing in that system, the compact, bouncing it off Haaland, bouncing it off.
They weren't compact though, because they weren't a possession team. They were a transitional team that used to play a mid block and then explode.
Yeah, but you still need to be compact within that transitional.
No, you don't. You're that's the complete opposite. You want to be wide in the transition so that you get the centre backs apart from each other.
I'm talking about in terms of out of possession. When you're out of possession.
Yeah. Okay.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, but like Sancho, I mean, all right, his defensive work is not as bad as Garnacho's, but he's not very good like in the block and stuff. It's something he can improve on. He's not terrible, but he's not great at it, to be honest. But that's all out of possession. Sancho is a possession player, I think, is what you're saying. Yeah. So tell me, what does the system need? What system does he need in order to be a £70 million winger?
Like Ryan was saying, if he had constant triangles around him, I reckon, yeah. So if he had a Bruno to help him, if he had a certified striker that he knows he could bounce off.
Yeah, our players are lazy, bro.
Yeah, but like you're
They're
saying,
lazy.
a striker to play off. A striker
Sancho going to
occupies.
Manchester United ruined him. He should have gone to a better club than United.
Yeah, I agree.
If Sancho in Liverpool, do you think you will see a different Sancho?
Absolutely not. His pressing is nowhere near as good enough. Honestly.
Yeah, his pressing is bad though. His pressing is bad.
He doesn't even curve his bloody runs. Like Klopp's whole thing, like that kind of heavy metal phase that he was in, was some of the most because for pressing there are three elements of a press: man, ball, and space.
Yeah.
Right. What is Sancho good at in pressing compared to Mane, Salah, and Firmino?
That's the elite, man. I couldn't really say.
Yeah, but that was your point. Was if he came to Liverpool,
I reckon he'll fit in because there's a system already. Like, all right, cool. Let me think about last season. Salah wasn't pressing as much as he usually does.
Right. Okay.
Yeah. So I reckon someone like Sancho could be implemented in the system, in the Liverpool system, and it will.
This is the question I'm asking: what is the system? Like, all right. So you have like 5 or 7 man presses, right? Yeah. You have out to in presses. Okay. So where did you win the ball mostly at Liverpool when you pressed? Did you win it in the centre of the pitch or in the touchline?
Centre usually. It's Firmino. It starts with Firmino, so it was the centre.
So that's an out to in press then, where the players are pressing out to it. No, so you said it started there. Where was the ball won?
Centre, usually in the centre. Firmino will start the press in the centre, and then usually Firmino. If not Firmino, then it was the wide man. But it's because of Firmino's triggering the press. If it wasn't Firmino, it was Henderson that was triggering the press.
I've got to be honest. I don't know what triggering the press means.
Okay. So
like, do you know what it means?
Certain players will start the press. So Henderson or Firmino will be the player for us to start the press. So we know
the trigger is normally like a pass from a centre back to a centre back. It's like this is a slight.
Oh, you mean he's using the terms different? Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
I've never understood what leading the press means. Like I played in presses. So I don't know.
It's like the person that sets the pace, basically.
Yeah. So when we don't have the ball, and let's say we're in a mid block, we would have to wait for either Firmino to go to start the press or a Henderson.
Right. So it's the transition between a mid block. Okay. All right. But the thing is, right, is that in terms of Sancho, like he lacks obviously in terms of his defensive work compared to the best players, and that's fine. Like Benzema is one of the best forwards in world football, but you have to play a mid block with him. Like David Silva, Man City, they weren't able really to press, so he just sat on the 6. But with Sancho, what I want to know is you keep talking about a system. Can you be specific with the system? Not triangles, right? What are the fullbacks doing? What are the midfielders doing? What are the strikers doing? Okay. What do you need to unlock Sancho?
I think, like, when Sancho, for example, is running down towards the middle of the final third, you have to overlap him. There's certain times Luke Shaw's not overlapping, and he's just running, and he's like he has to cut back and waiting, like, wow, where's you, man? And then he needs the other midfielders. It's just pockets, filling the pockets,
or even
filling the pockets.
Listen to what you said.
Yeah, go on.
Sancho, like Shaw overlapping.
Okay. Yeah.
So if Shaw is overlapping, our interior isn't protected. Okay. Right, that's system. That's a systematic where if you think back to the rest defense of the 3 and the 2 or the 2 and the 3, if Shaw goes, there is no cover on that part of the pitch, and this is what happened to Maguire over and over again. Is that Shaw was running past Rashford and there was absolutely no cover. And Harry Maguire is quite a good defender, but that man is not built to defend in wide
But
areas.
that's why we don't want Maguire. We want Martinez to stay back because Martinez could probably hold it by himself.
Defending in wide areas.
I think he is, man. He gets chopped sometimes, but I think you can rely on him. And we take that risk when we're attacking because we want to put all our men forward. We take that risk.
To counter that, that's when you need a midfielder like your Freds or your McTominays to fill in that gap. Henderson does it for Trent.
Yeah. Well, I'm a big fan of McTominay.
Henderson drops into the right back to fill that space. So you're not exposed to the counter. But continue.
No. That's a really, really good point. So that's actually part of the system. That we need a midfielder that can drop in to cover the left back, right? And we're looking at players like Mason Mount, who is not that midfielder. Like our midfield is Casemiro, Eriksen, and Bruno.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
Right. Casemiro, huge qualities. I like him as a player. He's a pudding, bruv. I've never seen a slower player at Manchester United. He can't deal with the transitions. Eriksen, wonderful work rate, not mobile enough.
No.
So in order to play with Sancho, do we need McFred?
Yeah.
In order to cover those spaces to get the guy forward.
Because
and
if you're going to
system you want.
The thing is, if you're going to help Sancho thrive, like Rhino said, overlapping fullbacks and maybe a striker dropping deep, you're going to need a midfielder to fill in those gaps.
100%, yeah.
So that's all part of the system. So if Sancho had a system like that, where he knows personally, I don't have to worry about what's behind me. I just have to focus on what's in front of me.
And central overloads, bruv.
So
overloads what?
In the middle.
Just told me Sancho comes in he overloads in the middle.
Yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Very rare to overload in the middle of the Premier League.
I think I see it with the time.
They're trying to do it now in terms with the the new. Well, when you see
Yeah.
they're
Like,
trying to do it
the
now,
4 versus 3.
overload in the middle. Yeah,
But
with
like,
inverted fullbacks.
But like, yeah, so that's the thing, right? Is you're talking about overload in the middle using inverted fullbacks, and then I've got Rhino telling me we need like the fullbacks to be the guys providing.
No, I'm saying both. I'm saying quite a bit of both. Like you play on the situation, innit? Like whether you're gonna overlap or you're gonna go in the middle and then try and like. There's different ways you play ball in it.
Yeah.
Like. But there's times when Sancho's running and I can see that gap and no one's coming there. I'm thinking, where the hell is Shaw, bro? Where are you, bro? Like, he's literally...
Do you want to replace Shaw for a different profile?
Nah, the man just need to work. I think the players just need to work. Everyone needs to run. Because there's times these guys are not running, bro. I'm seeing these guys walking. Like, they're lazy. All of our Man United players are lazy. That's why I said we need to fill... Everyone's lazy. Everyone's... Rashford's lazy. Martial's lazy. McTominay runs aimlessly though, man. He's like Weghorst, bro. Weghorst is not lazy, but it's ineffective.
I don't think Rashford's lazy. You can tell Rashford's
lazy,
incredibly
bro.
lazy.
Rashford's lazy.
Rashford, bro,
has a lot of desire and a lot of hunger to succeed.
Absolutely not. I don't know what you've been watching, but absolutely not. That is
Rashford's lazy.
I'm very sorry. Like, respect your opinion. Said a lot of good stuff, but that is bollocks.
I watched an interview.
Passion in an interview. Brilliant.
Yeah, plus Marcus Rashford has had his best season so far. He's been doing bits for United.
That's
but he still hasn't been working hard enough.
He's lazy, bro. I'm telling you, bro.
Would you prefer Grealish or Rashford?
Rashford.
Take Grealish all day long, man.
1,000,000%.
I'll take Grealish.
Grealish helps the team.
Yeah, man.
Grealish is working hard, but I think that's interesting what you're saying about the system, because it seems to me that you're going mad technical, bro. I'm not Ten Hag, fam. You're just going on this technical thing. Hey, no, sorry,
he's got his text. He's got his textbook. No, I like it. But obviously, that's what Ten Hag just needs to figure out the system and get these players working. Because I'm tired of seeing us. Man. Nah, man. Ten Hag's cold, man. I think he's got it, man. He's got it, man. I got faith. 10 we trust.
I wobble on Ten Hag.
Dave, I'm on the fence with him.
Yeah.
Bro, it's his first season. What do you guys expect? What do you guys expect?
Can I?
I want to hear what you guys expect.
Pep's first season, did he stick to his guns?
He got rid of Joe Hart, innit? And signed Claudio Bravio.
Klopp, same thing.
Okay, but Jamie, do you know the point? You have to. Man United's problem is not what Liverpool and City's problem was them times, bro. Man United are in a very nah, bro. It's worse, bro. Nah, we haven't had a good ownership for 20 years, bro. That alone is a different situation, bro.
Yeah, okay, cool. I'm talking about on the actual pitch, bro.
Yeah, exactly.
But it all counts, bro. It all counts. It all adds up, bro. If Liverpool had the brothers that we have in our ownership, you guys would be nowhere near the Glazers. You'd be nowhere near where you are now.
We won a Champions League under the Glazers.
Nah, but it's all a facade, bruv. It's paper in the cracks. It's a facade. It's like Tottenham coming top 4. It's a facade. Tottenham are where they deserve to be now. Tottenham it's a facade, bruv. I'm tired of I'm sick and tired of this club, bruv.
Stop ranting. I'm trying to have a conversation.
I'm tired of this club. That's why I'm tired of this
shirt on.
Yes, I'm tired of this club.
Look, what JME is saying.
I don't know what you're seeing, but in my opinion, Rashford is a very dedicated player, and he has.
He's not. I'm sorry. I don't know what to say to you, but no,
I'm going to put Magpies on timeout, bro. I swear down.
Go and watch the game against Villarreal and tell me that's a committed, hungry player. But what Jamie is saying, I agree with, is that like Klopp, for me, his most transformational signing for Liverpool wasn't Van Dijk; it was Alisson. Like, Pep got out. Bravo and
Klopp and Pep are not fixing our team, bruv. They can come to our squad right. They're not fixing nothing, bro.
Yeah, but the thing
I'm telling you, they're not fixing nothing.
But what is the key thing is, even Arsenal, Like, they changed their goalkeeper. Man United are hamstrung by that goalkeeper, and he's not Ten Hag's top priority to change. And that is
are
what
they
worries
buying us
me.
a keeper? That's the problem. We don't even know when we will get if we're getting a replacement, let alone anything. That's the
We have
problem.
money.
That's what I'm saying, bruv. We paid double for Anthony, bruv. We were, trust me, our club's deluded, bro. Our club's lost.
But why are we not
Lost.
paying double for a
Myrtle's
goalkeeper?
all going to Spain and that, all trying to do transactions and coming back with no goods. Nah, bro. Liverpool are not doing that. Nah, it's not Ten Hag. It's not, bro. If Ten Hag says he wants De Jong and I want my DOF to go and do the job, bro. Don't come up with no goods, bro.
No.
I'll send you on a move. Bring me back the peas, bro. Don't come back and tell me, oh, no, there's no peas. Nah.
All summer, Ten Hag thought that Frankie de Jong would come to us. And
that's
the reason
true.
that we spent so much money on Anthony and on Casemiro, who's wildly overpriced, 70 million for a 31-year-old, ridiculous. Like, absolutely ridiculous. Good player, but that's mad money to be thrown.
That's our club. That's our club, bro.
Yeah,
that's our club. Ten Hag doesn't control the price. He don't control the price.
But the thing is, it's because you lot waited to the last minute. If you
Yeah,
identified
why
this
did
is
we
the
wait
player
till the
I
last
needed.
minute?
Our
Because
club.
of Frankie de Jong. Because
our
Ten Hag
club.
thought we
There you
could
go.
get him.
There you go.
Just
So you lot
make sure
were
I'm
left
not.
with one
He played behind Lukaku's.
Yeah, he's a good player, Mason Mount.
Listen, let me tell you something, man, about Manchester United, bruv.
Tell me.
If we had Pep or Klopp, these man will. Listen, let me show you something. The reason why teams like Tottenham and that fail is because of Levy. That's the fact. If you have to deep it, is Levy is a bottleneck.
Yeah.
No matter what, how good manager, whatever, right now, Postecoglou, whatever his name is, yeah, bro, if Levy doesn't back him, he's another finished manager. Ten Hag is at risk of being a finished manager as well if the Glazers don't leave. I'm telling you, bro.
Would you say Ten Hag wasn't back though?
Huh?
Would you say
It's
Ten
not
Hag wasn't back?
that. It's all a facade. Do you know what it's like, Jamie? It's like the whole Man United spent $1 billion argument. It's not. It's the context. It's okay. We spent $1 billion, but let's see where the $1 billion went and did it make sense? Man can say he was backed, but he's backed, but he's not backed. It's like he's. I can't. But look at our loan window.
I would say
it's
January,
mad, bro.
I would say
One
Weghorst.
We got Weghorst.
In January, I think he wasn't back. I say
We had 100 million for Anthony off Ten Hag.
Can I tell you?
But Anthony's 50 mil max.
Martinez. Who else did you get?
Martinez was worth it. I'll take Martinez.
Martinez.
Ericsson was free. Marseille was 15 mil. Marseille was 15 mil.
He was backed. He brought in at least 5 players.
Okay, he was backed, but backing's not just bringing my players, bro. Backing is helping me actually do things, do what I need to do. There's certain things that I feel like Ten Hag wants to do, but it's not him doing it. It's the Glazers doing it, bro. That's what I think.
No.
That's what I think, bro.
Like right now, I understand the Glazers are a very emotional topic, and people get like excited about them and stuff like that. I understand why, but the reason Weghorst came in is because Ten Hag, like he's not a child.
We overspent last season and we blew our budget. Because if we paid the right price for Anthony, we would have had a January budget, bro. That's the facts. But listen, if a manager comes into a team and says this is what he wants, it's up to the DOF to act accordingly. It's not man's fault, bro. It's that you didn't negotiate properly or you took long or whatever. Just bring me what I want and then do the job, bro. That's what I think.
Man's fault. I'll tell you why. Because of Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong cock-teased us all bloody summer long. Yeah. Ten Hag knows
so one Frankie de Jong caused all our problems. No, bro.
Yeah.
No.
It resulted
because we still got good players. We still got top 3. I'm telling you. It's the mentality. It's our club, bro. Look at all the Ronaldo situation. Everything, bro. Man City didn't have Ronaldo problems in that. Man City didn't have problems where like your facilities are not getting used. The women are trained, bro. You didn't have these problems, bro. That's United true, but we've got rats. We've got leaking. Does Man City have rats in the toilets and shit, bro? Broken toilets, broken seats.
I don't know,
bro.
I don't know that.
Yeah,
United. I think you lot forget how United are mudded, bro. Ten Hag's he's pulled out a magic trick out of a magic hat. I don't know how he did what he did, bro. No one said that we're coming third this season. Jamie, do you ever think we're coming anywhere near top 4 this season? Did you think that after our window? Did you think we're coming anywhere near top 4?
I'll say no, but I also didn't think Liverpool.
But why didn't you though? If you was back
though, I didn't think Liverpool would fall off a cliff.
No, but forget Liverpool. Forget Liverpool because you lot getting me mad right now. Listen. I need to let this out. If Ten Hag, if Ten Hag is such a backed manager, yeah, he's come from Ajax, he's got good potential, and he was backed in the window. Why would you not expect him to do well then? There must be something handicapping him then. There must be something in the back of your mind that you think you don't trust it. There's something that you don't trust about United, bro. Even when we started this season, when we lost to Brighton and Brentford, everyone said, yep, this team's gone down the mud. But when we had Ronaldo, Sancho, Pogba, all these players, we got the players on paper, but we don't. There's a broken mentality at the club, bro. It doesn't matter who you bring.
Who does that fall on?
Bro, it comes from management, ownership, everything. It's management level, everything. Oli Gunnar Solskjaer, bruv, you got Oli playing Rashford through back injuries. You got him playing Martial.
I was gonna say
that's what I'm saying, bro.
I'm sure.
Oli.
Yeah, but did the Glazers make him do that?
Did the Glazers make who do that? It all adds up, though. It all adds up. No,
don't ask me a question and then talk about something else. Yeah. Like. Did the Glazers?
It all adds up. Yes, it all adds up. The fact that they're bringing in Oli is incompetence, bro. Who's gonna? Would you bring Oli at your club? Would FSG bring Oli? Oli gonna exactly, bro. It all adds up, bro.
Oli won.
Come on, make it make sense, fam, bruv. Man's talking like I'm not talking common sense. The owners decide who comes in. Oh, let's bring Oli. All sentimental, all legend. No, a correct team would never have brought Oli in. That's their risk. That's their risk, bro. And it worked, bro. It worked. Oli had 2-3 years like Arteta did, but Arteta showed a bit of vision. He showed a style. He showed that I'm going to bring young players. I'm going to bring. He showed something. Oli just freestyled. Oh, I'm going to get names. I'm going to get this. He didn't even know where to play Sancho. I'm going to get Sancho. Did he even know what to do with Sancho, bro? Them man, they are bringing in names and not doing nothing with it. So that's what I think. The Glazers are, bruv. Bruv. And it's so mad because
the Glazers are bad, no doubt. Okay, the Glazers are right. All right, are you going to be able to come to have a conversation now and engage your social skills, or are you just going to keep shouting at us?
Listen, I'm just telling you that
let Jamie speak, bro. You're
when it comes to the fact that I feel like we downplay the ownership too bad and we forget, bro.
No, because I was going to say, did Sir Alex Ferguson not have the Glazers as well?
Yeah.
But Alex Ferguson is 1 in a million, bro. Man can't compare that. Can't compare that, bro.
All the responsibility away from the manager. Yes, I know the owner situation is atrocious, but at the same time,
okay,
not helping it.
Okay, cool. All right, cool. You say the managers are not helping, but what Ten Hag's done in his first season is a mad thing. So I can say that he wasn't expected to do half what he did, and he's over-excelled. So where's it his fault then?
No, that means Ten Hag was backed and he done his job.
No, he overachieved. There's a difference. If Ten Hag overachieved, bro. Yes, he did. Okay. All right, cool. Do you know why you lot are hypocrites? Because if you expected it to achieve, why didn't you expect Man United to come top 4 then? If you Jamie, wait, not you. I'm talking to Jamie. When Casemiro, everyone came in, you didn't expect us to get top 4. Why? If it was so common sense, then look.
I never said that.
Yes, you did. You said you didn't expect Man United to come nowhere near top 4. You said it before, bro.
Can I answer for you because I think I understand what the point is. Right. So overachieving, you're claiming, is based on league position and points. What with Jamie, whose team have won trophies in like recent memory, like major trophies, he wasn't expecting the drop off. So if they had got the same amount of points that they were expecting, and Ten Hag achieved the points that he had this year, it doesn't matter. That doesn't change if it's an overachievement or an underachievement because it's a league and it's about the points.
Listen, achievement is based on what you achieve. No, listen, because man act like man don't have common sense. Listen to what I'm going to say carefully. Yeah, last season, Manchester United got the lowest points ever in their history. Yeah. So then Ten Hag came in. Everyone thought, okay, there might be a bit of hope. He's going to bring a bit of like ambition, and he's going to bring a mentality system, all of that stuff. Cool. Then, secondly, we got the players: Casemiro, Martinez, all of that. Cool. Then he reformed certain players. What Ten Hag done wasn't expected. So you can sit here and say, nah, but or maybe you did, but I didn't. No one expected.
But no one expected Chelsea to fall off a cliff. No one expected Tottenham to fall off a cliff. No one expected Liverpool to fall off a cliff.
Yes, I did.
We could all say that. We could all say the same thing.
That's true.
You can go look on my Twitter.
But that doesn't change that doesn't change my point, though. My whole point is he overachieved. He overachieved. That's a fact. He overachieved.
No, it's not. It's not a fact. I tell you why it's not a fact, right? Is because you are comparing one season out of 5 with Ragnick. Ragnick was an accountant and a terrible manager who didn't really understand football.
Okay, so Man United spent wait. Man United spent millions, but you expect them to achieve. But then Chelsea spent 600 million, but you knew they were going to fall off. Make it make sense, bro. How?
Because
he said he knew they were going to fall off. Yes. So he's contradicted himself, bro.
I haven't contradicted myself.
Yes, you have. Jamie, am I wrong?
Chelsea have been a poor football team for 3 or 4 years.
But they still invested, though. Man United have been a poor team too. So have Man United.
Not compared to
Yes,
Chelsea.
they have. Do you think Ollie Ball was anything? Ollie Ball was a fluke. It was a fluke. Do you know what it's like?
It wasn't.
Jamie.
He finished second and third.
Nah, Ollie Ball was definitely a fluke.
It was a fluke, bro. Second and third with no crowd. It's a fluke, bro. Nah, bro. It's a fluke,
Listen,
bro.
Look,
it's a fluke.
Past performance is the best predictor of future performance.
Yeah.
Right?
Ragnick, to a degree,
gone. The Ragnick season was an anomaly. Like we're a Champions League finishing club. Liverpool have like there's vast caffeine doping at Liverpool, and you need to go off once every 2 years to protect your players, certainly during a World Cup. So I thought Liverpool weren't going to do well. I've never been completely convinced by Chelsea, even under Tuchel, cup team, like set up, not a league team. And then Spurs are Spurs, but past performance, what Spurs going to do. So I always thought that Newcastle United, so I said Newcastle United because he's got Raheem Sterling up. I always thought that United would finish 3rd or 4th, and the thing is that we scored more goals and we conceded less goals with Ollie with a £200 million spend, and I don't think the league is particularly stronger than it was two or three seasons ago. So I don't think that Ten Hag has overachieved or underachieved. I think he's hit what we expected, and the trophy glosses over a lot because Ollie should have won the Villarreal Europa Cup trophy. That's my point. The Glazers are a massive issue at our football club, no doubt. But I don't think that it's a lack of common sense to say that Ten Hag has achieved pretty much what he should have achieved this season based off the past performance of the last 5 years. Hey.
Okay.
That's a good point.
Okay. Let me counter that point.
Fair.
Manchester United hit their worst record in history. So when you talk about past results, you have to counter that in. That shows that the club's in a position that they. Okay, yeah, cool.
This is his point. You can only
okay, cool. That's cool. No, but you don't know that. We could have even gone. We could have written off Tottenham. You didn't think Tottenham were going to get any worse. You thought on the content that Tottenham might keep afloat, and you know what I mean, especially how they did last season. You didn't expect Tottenham to fall off. So what I'm trying to say that in football, I get it. It's not always straight, like black and white. But what I'm trying to say is, I feel like the underlying cloud. It's like everyone justifying Havertz. Everyone's saying that Havertz just needs confidence. He just needs a good system, and you see the best out of him. You and firms have both said that. Trust me, Arsenal might get the best out of Havertz. That shows that what he's been in, he hasn't been himself. It's the same thing that's happened at Man United. There's so, bruv, even just the fact at the training ground, just the mentality, the players never used to even care. They used to, bruv, you know when Rashford got sanctioned? When Rashford got sanctioned for being late, that was a norm. Players were allowed to do what they want. All of that carries the whole energy. Do you get me? That's what I'm saying. So I feel like from the board level.
That's the thing. Board level is like the Glazers, right? They're fat little piggies that live in a different country. They're not at Carrington. They're not like. I mean, do you think that they're going for baths or Ronaldo afterwards? No. It's Ed Woodward. It's the people that they appointed that is the big problem, and the waste of money. I think we all agree our recruitment has been terrible, but under Ten Hag, he has large control of the transfers. That man's got stuff written into his contract about the spend.
Yeah,
like any Premier
They
League
always
manager.
say that, but they always say that,
because
bro.
it's true. Pochettino.
But have you seen the contract, bro? Have you seen it, bro? That's what I'm saying. Man, talk like they've got their mad proof. Have you seen it yourself?
Well,
The
the
reason
reason
why
that I know this is because my friend Tom, the journalist, who I will message.
Yeah,
I'll
big up
message you
Tom.
about.
I've been on the show with Tom. I've been on the show with him on sides things still. He used to follow me back on Twitter. Tell him to follow me back on Twitter, man.
Bro, he doesn't even follow me back on Twitter. He's such a.
I can't lie. I'm not even you still.
like
I'm not
him.
even you.
I like Tom.
I'm M Rhino MGTV still. I'm joking.
it's good.
No, I'm just
It's
saying
good.
he probably follows established people like big people. I don't know. Probably,
Yeah, but Tom told me. I'm not breaking confidence here, but he told me.
Nah,
that Ten
Tom
Hag
knows a lot.
had-
Tom knows a lot. So if you say Tom, I can believe it still.
Like the Ten Hag, when he signed the contract, he there was a budget that was contractually required that he knew. And all right, at the moment, I understand it's different because of the takeover and stuff. But last summer, Ten Hag knew the budget, and we ended up overpaying on every single player, even to a degree, Malacia probably.
Yeah.
And I think that is on him. And also, I believe his handling of Ronaldo was atrocious.
I disagree.
I'll tell you why.
But go on. Sorry to cut you off.
To get the guy to come on as a time-wasting substitution against Tottenham after he'd publicly said that he didn't play Ronaldo out of respect against City, which was the previous game. I think that that's almost incitement, and that will be what Ten Hag is remembered for most, because that is the start of the Saudi monopoly of football, was that time-wasting sub against Spurs. And I'm not convinced by Ten Hag, because I think he's achieved what I expected him to achieve, but I have large doubts over lots of stuff, in particular the goalkeeper. Like, if you want to change how United play, we're the worst team at building up in the Premier League, basically, and yet we still managed to finish third. I think that Ten Hag, I'm not saying for 1 minute that I know more about football than Ten Hag, but he puzzles me with a lot of his decisions. And I also want to make this clear: the Glazers are a problem for Manchester United, but they're not. But it's more like the chief executives and the accountants and stuff that create a bigger problem for me, because that I think we're wasting money, and we should have a new stadium, we should have a training ground, but it's the ridiculous stuff like Sanchez, Di Maria, Pogba, all paid over the odds, and it's still going on under Ten Hag, who has contractual control of transfer budget.
That's what I'm saying, There's still it's the Glazers, not brother. That's what I'm saying.
That doesn't sound like what you were saying.
No, in terms of the fact that the Glazers are still in control of certain things. Like Ben said here, Ferguson was in control. They can put things in the contract and they can lie, bro. The Glazers have been doing that. They've been setting you up. But no, it's not that straightforward, man.
It is. If you put something in
apart from January, would you say Ten Hag was backed?
He was definitely backed. But it's still the mentality behind how he was backed. It blurs the lines. So
What's
you
that?
say, oh, he got Casemiro, oh, he got Anthony. But the fact that they're even overpaid and all of that, it blurs the lines, bro. It doesn't
I don't
mean
think
that
he wanted Casemiro.
And then that's pressure on Anthony now, because now he's not meant to be that 80 mil player. That's going to now fall on how he moves. And I know what I mean. There's more to it. It trickles down, bro. If I'm a player and I come in for 50 mil and I come for 80 mil, there's a clear difference in pressure on me already.
That's part of recruitment.
And it's a proven fact in the Premier League.
No.
It's a proven fact with
Understanding how players react to their transfer fee is a big part of recruitment. Like most big transfers, to be honest, if you look at the top 10 transfers in history, 3, and that's questionable with Gareth Bale, have worked out, right? It's up. If Ten Hag is demanding contractual control, like control of transfers and of things like that, that's part of his vision, then he's got to be able to identify if Anthony is going to be able to handle it. We overpaid for Lisandro Martinez. He's handled it perfectly. Like he's been one of the best left-sided centre backs in the league alongside Ake and stuff like that. That was good recruitment, getting Lisandro Martinez in. Anthony,
definitely.
For 80 or
Not gonna
100
lie.
million or whatever, terrible.
Not gonna lie, United is just crumbling. It's going down and down and down.
You know, Magpies has got that voice, that cinematic
like,
voice, like, United are
This
just
lad had his
crumbling.
best ever season in the Premier League since Keegan last year, and we still finished above them, beat them in a final. What are you talking about? Crumbling.
That's what I'm saying. It's all facades, bruv. It papers the cracks. I'm telling you, bruv. But you've got man's got bath time live on YouTube saying that Oli should have won league. Nah, but Oli was not a good coach, bro.
Yes, he was.
Oli found a cheat system and it worked. That's literally what he did. He found a cheat code and it worked, bro. Are you telling me that when we was playing against PSGs and all these things, you were confident? Man United were always going to win on flukes. Oh, I hope we get a lucky. You know how we played Man City in this year's final, and we said that we need a mad referee decision or we need something to go. That's how Man United's life was. Let's hope on something goes our way. Or
but Man City are the best team for 20 years.
No, but I'm just saying, I'm using it as an analogy in terms of the fact Ollie's ball was not what you think it was. There was no way we was going to games knowing that we're going to win. It was all luck and I hope something goes our way. That's what I
disagree
think.
with this, and I'll tell you why I disagree with this. I understand the point,
and I want to hear Jamie's point on what I'm saying as well.
But Solskjaer got a collection of Maguire, Lindelof, Aaron Wan-Bissaka, Greenwood, Bruno, but all players that I think are quite dysfunctional, and he managed to get them to work in a system that got us second and third and to a couple of finals. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer was never going to be the man that was going to get United back. Without question, you need to be an elite level manager to do that. Yep. But he was still a good manager. If you look at people like Frank Lampard and Steven Gerrard, levels.
You're comparing the bottom of the barrel.
Yeah, exactly.
Low bar, fam.
Yeah, but it is a low bar. But Premier League managers, and you're talking about luck and things like that, and Napoleon talking about lucky generals and stuff like that. But Ollie did all of these things, and you're explaining it rather than through tactics or systems by luck. And I think you're better than that, Rhino. So explain to me. Sorry.
I like it. Go on. I like it. I'm ready for you. Go on.
Yeah.
I was ready to come off. I'm ready to stay on. Go.
I know you're so angry. I need to go get some more wine in a second.
Going down.
But the thing is, right, is that when you look at Maguire, Maguire's best form was with Ollie. I don't think anyone has any doubts with that. Ollie's big problem was he bottled De Gea. Like, we should have moved to Henderson. Now, I think that this is correct. We played the fourth deepest line in the Premier League. Under Ollie, when we finished second, we played the fourth highest, and we conceded less goals, and it was down to the goalkeeper. And my point about Ten Hag, I know you want to shout about the Glazers and stuff, but my point about Ten Hag is I think that the best thing for Manchester United is swapping out the goalkeeper. And if we do swap out the goalkeeper, it's been done disgracefully, because I'm not a big De Gea fan, but he definitely should have had a send-off. Against Everton, Chelsea.
He shouldn't have gone Madrid. When Madrid wanted him, that's when you should have let him go.
Oh, 100%. But my problem with Ten Hag is that I feel that he's produced, the football he's producing is very different to Ollie's football, and it's much more up my street. But we need a high line to play this football, because Eriksen, huge work rate, no mobility. Casemiro, huge technical qualities, no mobility. And you can get away with that if you're compact. But we can never be because of the goalkeeper. And that's the point that I'm trying to make about Ten Hag, is I'm on the fence about him because we can't play that way without changing the goalkeeper. JME, you're growling, I assume in approval.
No, sorry. I'm agreeing, because that's something he shouldn't have identified. But the thing is, he might have had a little faith in the Gator. He might have just given him that rope. All right, cool, here you go. Take this.
Kate Bush.
You hang yourself.
Still got a little strength left. All right.
And I remember even back in the day, I swear back in the day, De Gea used to play, was all right on his feet, like years ago, though. Yeah, I'm talking about years ago. Like,
think about this, right?
He's
De
just been a
Gea
good
played
shot-stopper.
with Louis van Gaal in a Dutch-based possession system. He played under Mourinho and was the best 1v1 goalkeeper in the world. The man has gone backwards tremendously.
Yeah.
And he's been a servant to the club, but it's time to go. Like and stuff like that. Now, I'm going to get some more wine because I'm really enjoying this, and like do I say Jamie or JME?
Your choice.
Can I be honest,
bruv, it's your name. Like
I don't mind.
Who's
Not
Nick
gonna lie,
Russell?
I'm not gonna lie though, I feel like like I said before, United are just going down. There's no way they're going up. Like Ronaldo talked about it. It's very outdated in that. Like I don't think if any players want to take their career to the next level, I'm sure they're not thinking Manchester United.
That's a good
Manchester United
true.
is going down, and it's not the
we're in
same.
the mud.
Well, I suppose it depends what you mean about their career, because nowadays social media and stuff like that is so important to players for some reason. And Lisandro Martinez back in training has more likes on Twitter than City winning the treble. I know which I would prefer, but players are they're human beings. They're motivated by greed or ambition and stuff like that. And you never know. But are we going to carry on for like another 10 minutes or something? So I want more wine.
Yeah, at least. Yeah. Go and get some wine. I want to go back to what you're saying. Yeah, man. I don't know. I get the whole Ten Hag thing. Obviously, I probably have a bit of sentimental like belief in him and whatnot. But I just feel like, I don't know, from the bottom of my heart, what he's done was like, it was a tall order. Because even when we started having all the Ronaldo issues, and I get the whole situation with Ronaldo playing and the minutes and all that stuff, but bro, Ronaldo's come out and apologized. He was completely in the wrong in this situation, Ronaldo.
Oh, Ronaldo's a baby. What I was going to say to you, I was going to call you Ronaldo Rhino.
Yeah. I wish I was
where would you rank your
Ronaldo.
squad in terms of the Prem?
Bruv, I don't even think we have a top 10 midfield. Like, in terms of balance.
I'm just talking
Obviously,
about individual. I'm just talking about individuals.
Individuals, we should be
playing
up,
style
individuals. We should be up there. We should be up there, probably even top 4.
But this is my
realistically.
point. You have one of the best teams in the league, bro.
But then guess what? Guess what we're suffering from, Jamie? What Chelsea are now. Just got bare names and there's no structure or system or plan. It's just Ollie was just buying the goodies.
I was going to say to you as well, I really need to find that article, but it did say
Yeah.
the teams that played the most this season prior. So Liverpool played over 60 games. Chelsea played
Yeah.
West Ham played quite a few games, and Leicester.
Yeah.
They all struggled the following season. You saw Leicester get relegated. West Ham ended up in the bottom.
Yeah.
Liverpool fell off a cliff, and so did Chelsea. So the amount of games that was played to this season prior definitely affected them moving on. So this is one of the.
Can I come in on that point?
What do you mean? What do you mean in terms of hindrance or what? Or you talking about Man United?
Burnt out, fatigue, burnt out.
I talk about the old the players that fell off this season. They were affected from last season.
I don't agree. I have a different take on that, which is I agree with you. Playing so many games is like it's draining.
We played
and stuff.
63 out of 60. Yeah, we played 63 out of 63 games.
Do you know what I think the big problem is though? Is that like if you're playing a game every 3 days, how often do you have to train?
You don't train. You pretty much
exactly. So tactical systems. Liverpool
games are
never
more intense. Games are more intense than training sessions anyway.
Of course,
so if you're
of
playing
course,
intensively, if you're playing
no. That's not the point I'm making. The point I'm
Never.
making is that like the mistakes that Liverpool had, like I don't want to get into a massive sort of talk about Trent Alexander-Arnold, but I think he's a fabulous player, and I think he's actually a pretty good defender. I just think that he was too exposed and stuff. But the thing is,
I said that earlier. But
agree 1,000,000,000%. But the thing is that with the lack of training time, sorry, I like the way you handle that.
Go on.
With the lack of training time, Klopp can't get the players in because of the physical demands and go through what the problems is. But just simply due to training. So, like, even though like games are obviously far better, like far more like intense, it's you win games in training, like, and working on your plan for the next week and stuff. And maybe
100%.
this is why Newcastle and Arsenal did so well, because they had so much more time to prepare for the games.
Yeah, possibly.
And with United, I feel one of our big problems was the amount of games we played, but also because we're training with bloody David De Gea. Like, how are you going to train to beat a press with De Gea or to do a press? He can't do any of
that
it.
too.
So I think,
And there was a World Cup season as well. This season was a weird season. It's a weird season.
Very weird season.
I'm thinking United need to get a good new goalkeeper. You know what I'm thinking they should get?
Well done, Sherlock.
They should either get Gregor Kobel from Dortmund, or Peter Gula or Cohen Casteels from
Why?
Wolfsburg.
Tell me what these players do that would help United. Like, specifics about them.
This guy's a head teacher, you know.
Yeah, I swear
What do
to
you mean
you.
a head teacher?
You're a head teacher.
You're
Yeah,
getting
head
in
teacher.
detention, Rob, for that
Why did you
attitude.
do that? Why did you bang?
You know, but it's like, the thing is, right, is that I know, because, like, I mean, just based off your build, I knew you'd play at least step 5, right?
Yeah.
So I know that you got the experience, but sometimes you might not have like the technical jargon and stuff.
Yeah.
So like, if I say like a counter marking rest defense system, you don't know what that is, but if I explain it to you, you've played it, you understand exactly what that is. You know football and stuff. So when I ask people to be specific, it means that I can understand exactly what they're saying.
I get it.
So that's why I say, like, specifically, what do these goalkeepers do? Because I'll give you an example. Lindelof and Martinez might be a better partnership than Martinez and Varane on the basis that Varane's passing ain't great. In order for that to happen, we need an incredibly aerially strong goalkeeper. With them
Gregor
two.
Kobel is good for that, because I've done a bit of research, and I heard, like, what's his name again? Kobel. Kobel is a really good keeper for Dortmund. He's been doing well recently. He's nearly won the Bundesliga with Dortmund. He's been doing his thing, and I heard he's performed some world-class saves for Borussia Dortmund. So maybe United could be interested in him. I'm not sure though. He might be good for United, because he's been doing well for Borussia Dortmund.
He was in a tremendous bottle from Borussia Dortmund, though. That was embarrassing. I mean, not digging up the past, but Michael Thomas is probably the only bottle I've seen that is bigger.
But I think what United need is a goalkeeper who's able to play football and start attacks from the back.
Oh, without that, I mean, like, you look at Edison and Alisson. Alisson is a far better goalkeeper all round, but he wouldn't be as good as Edison is at Manchester City. Yeah, simply because of the way their rotations work to pass it out to the left and right flank.
Yeah.
But either of those keepers would transform Manchester United. We saw that Brentford game, and I mean, Martinez has been exposed twice in the air. Once against City when De Bruyne hit that mad cross to Haaland, and once in that game at a corner. But if we get a keeper in that has a range of passing that is longer than 15 yards,
Game
we can
changer.
get wider.
Yeah.
And we finished third.
Even doing a sweeper keeper role. Even something as simple as that, it enables your defense to push up higher.
Yeah, and have confidence, bro. Yeah, man.
Well, it's like when you play a high line, what you're actually defending is the space in front of you.
Yeah.
Like, you're trying to control that space in front of you. But with De Gea, like, I really don't like De Gea as a person or like as a player.
Wow.
No, I think that he hasn't like he hasn't trained hard enough. He hasn't seen the writing on the wall. Like,
he knows there's no competition. He can relax. And when you see players like Phil Jones,
don't diss Phil Jones. I love him. Phil Jones gave his heart and body for Man United.
At bath time, would you take Onana?
What, for central midfield?
No, as a goalkeeper.
Yeah, I think so. I have to be honest. I've seen him play 90 minutes of football.
Yeah, same
but
here.
It
Same
was
here.
it was at the top level against the top team.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think I would. But what, like, do you remember earlier I was talking about how defensive systems want to be narrow?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, you're on a quarter of the pitch and half the pitch, like,
Yeah.
and stuff like that. Like, were you guys in academies? I fucking certainly wasn't.
I was in academy.
Played
Right.
against a few, but no.
Yeah, no, they're always fucking shit academy players in my view, because they never know how to solve problems on the pitch. They've been trained to do something one way, and this is something that I saw Vincent Kompany say about Joe Hart recently. Is that Joe Hart had everything you'd want from an academy, and it screwed him. He was the best at everything that you wanted at the time, but they never worked on like distribution and stuff like that. And when you look at United. Like, okay, so Rhino, you'll know this. Like, our goal kick is normally Martinez to De Gea, and the idea is that we can play out always doing that.
Yeah.
But De Gea isn't able to play the ball anywhere. Like, it's like that John. Do you remember that old John Smith's advert of Avett? Like, that's all he does.
That's
like,
old. You're
well, I'm 34. No, I'm not. I'm 35. Sorry.
Same age.
Same.
Yeah. Well, that's
Are you
why we're
actually
able to...
35?
Sorry?
Are you actually 35? You sounded like you were 20. I'm 17.
Oh, you're a child. Okay, sorry.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, I've been told I sound like I'm 17. I've also been told I sound like a headmaster. So make your mind up, boys.
Definitely sound like a headmaster.
I like bath time. I like
I think David De Gea. I think staying at Manchester United fucked up his career. If David De Gea moved to Real Madrid in 2014,
Bruv,
or
he'd be
whatever,
playing on. He'd be with Elon Musk on Mars or something if he'd moved. Like, they wouldn't have taken that at Real Madrid. Can't even save a penalty. Like,
De Gea was, bro. Listen, at some point, De Gea was top 3 goalies in the world. So I think Real Madrid would have been. I'd say De Gea is way better.
The game changed.
The game's changed a lot.
Yeah.
Like, Fabian Barthez would be an outstanding goalkeeper in today.
Yeah,
I mean, like,
100%.
Rennie Higuita would
time.
probably be. Yeah, he was.
100%.
Like, a bit like Dane Bowers with that song with Posh Spice. Sorry. Sorry. A bit too much wine, and it was great. Can't get you out of my head. But like, so this is right. Okay, Rhino, you're a big supporter of Ten Hag, and rightly so, and you think that he's done a lot to achieve it. Our transfer targets appear to be Mount, which would be an advanced 8 to improve the press, which we need to do. Caicedo, someone to help with our build-up play. Now, I think that both of these suffer from a lack of a ball-playing goalkeeper, and I kind of understand why Mount might be a priority, because at least then we get some form of press. But are you not worried that the goalkeeper isn't the number one focus when everyone here, opposition fans, are kind of saying that looks to be the problem?
Good point.
Yeah, it's a very good point. Yeah, I do have slight concerns, but I just feel like we just don't know what's happening anyway. I just feel like we just don't know what's going on anyway. Yes, we know about Mount being a serious target, and obviously I even heard through the grapevine certain efforts that Ten Hag's been making, like directly with the player. But I feel like the keeper will come. But then again, we don't know if we've got money now. It's just a mess. It's just a mess.
This is what I mean about the priority. It's very rare that you get a transformational signing. United have had maybe 1.5. I don't think Carrick was myself, but like Cantona definitely was.
Carrick definitely.
No, not for me. I used to have a season ticket at Old Trafford. Then he was lazy. He was daydreaming. Like, Carrick's become a much better player after he retired than when he was playing.
Oh, wow.
Honestly, I know it's an opinion that annoys people.
I think he was the missing piece of the puzzle. for United.
Well,
we needed a Carrick.
He technically was, because we won the league like with just that one signing. But for me,
exactly,
as a central midfielder, your number one priority above all is to protect the centre of the pitch. And Carrick never did. Like he never did for me. But I mean, I understand why. But in terms of like, we have at least 65 million, right? That's what we have at least. Anana is 60 million.
Yeah.
Are you not concerned that the money? If you could sign one player for United, or one position for United, what position is it and why? And what, like, so striker, goalkeeper, midfielder are the most common ones. Whilst you think, Jamie, I know this is horrible, but if you were to improve United, what position do you think would be the best one to upgrade and why?
Literally what you said about Klopp identifying Alisson and Van Dijk earlier. I'll say your goalkeeper, because what Alisson done for us, even there's when we won the Champions League that season, it was Alisson. The big save.
Did he do the header to get you in the Champions League as well?
Even that one as well.
Yeah.
When we finished first. So I'll say.
So how short? Like 100%. Like not even 10% striker. It's 100% goalkeeper.
Mm-hmm. That's for me personally. Well,
Rhino. We're all waiting.
I think for me, it's striker, man. It's
More
for me.
keeper.
If I had to pick the balance of the flaws of what was missing the most, it was a striker. It was the goals, because our defense record was quite good compared to our attack. So the problem was the strike force. It was the goals behind. For me personally, you know.
That's true.
All right. So what type of like what profile of striker do you think would like, since Mourinho, right? So Mourinho got 81 points, I think, and Arsenal got 85 this season.
Yeah.
Right, we're not going to win the league next year unless something crazy, unless fucking, I don't know, Putin nukes, like, does a strategic nuclear strike.
And alien zaps fucking Pep Guardiola. We need you in there.
Returns to his planet.
We back to where he's a genius. He doesn't belong on Earth, bro. He's too smart, bro.
What
striker?
To be honest.
What striker profile? Yeah.
Yeah, I'd just like to say that I agree with Magpies there. I think we've ridden our luck a lot this season.
Like Manchester United are lucky to have had a keeper like David De Gea for so long.
No.
Oh, is that you just went from
to like the
you just went from Bath Times good books back to his bad
Back in 2007,
in 5 seconds.
Yeah.
Back in 17, 18, 19, David De Gea was top 3 keepers in the world, so he definitely should have went to Madrid, Barca, or any of these clubs. De Gea was way better than Navas, so I'm wondering why Madrid didn't want De Gea.
Well, I mean,
Navas instead.
Navas is quite an interesting character. He's up for trial for match fixing at the moment with Costa Rica. It's a very funny story, but he also won like 3 or 4 Champions Leagues. So I don't think that he's that bad. And I mean, like, my girlfriend constantly tells me I live in the past, but I don't live in the past with De Gea, man. I want to live in the I want to live in the light, and the light is not De Gea.
Yeah. Back to your question though, profile.
Yeah. We thinking the Harry Kane style?
I'm stuck between two. So I want to say Harry Kane, but I want to say what Martial should have been. I think Martial, but I think I'm more leaning to Harry Kane. If we had a Harry Kane in our squad season gone, I think would improve massively, bro. Massively.
Right, why?
Because the 3 problems we have, number 1, striker positions. But then again, you might argue and say, but we weren't crossing the ball. I think if you had someone like Kane gets into the right positions. When Rashford was doing it, when Rashford was actually there was a period of time when Rashford scored, I think, in a month, he scored like 2 headers.
Scored 11 goals in 10 games.
Yeah, that period, his positioning was so different, and then he just reverted back to type. So I think position of a striker was our main problem, and just being clinical. We weren't clinical.
Disciplined.
Yes.
Number 1.
Yes.
Like, clinical, like, bruv, you can talk about Ronaldo and Messi being clinical. Okay.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean? I mean, like, Weghorst. I actually really like Weghorst because
I
as a
like
man,
him as a
he's
guy.
like
Yeah,
Fred.
yeah,
You like him, but
yeah,
as
yeah.
a
He's just
footballer,
cool.
He just
Awful.
all of his goals, he was like slide tackling.
Slide tackling. Oh
Warren.
my days.
Like,
No, do you know the worst? Do you know what killed it for me? The one where he was crying at Sancho, give me the ball, give me the ball.
that was
Sancho
good.
gave
Yeah.
it to him on the play. Bruv. Oh, Weghorst, man. Weghorst, man. You're such a nice guy as well. Such a nice guy, bro.
I mean, he was almost like proper United the way he celebrated.
He cried. He's like,
Yeah, it's probably the way that like Jamie felt about Crouchy or something. It was someone he loved, but
I love
epic.
yeah,
Pierre,
but
yeah.
it's just not quite at the quality. All right, so the clinical stuff, you can say that
Yeah.
about like any striker. I mean, we just want like the basics of someone who's coordinated
basics.
with some feet. But
Literally.
what about right? Earlier on, when we were talking to Harry, we were talking about Jesus dropping deep. Jamie
Yeah,
quite
yeah.
rightly brought up Firmino not scoring a lot
Yeah.
of goals.
Yeah,
and
yeah, yeah.
that guy's won a Champions League and a Premier League and some other stuff.
He's won every trophy available.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, yeah, like I can't. It's the same with James Milner. Can't disrespect these players. They've gone out and they've done it.
Yeah.
But he didn't score a lot of goals. So what for the team to play better and for us to get, let's say, 85 points, a springboard for 2 seasons' time? What kind of striker? What are you looking for the striker to do?
I think it depends on the football that Ten Hag's trying to play.
Yeah,
That's
because
true. That's true. But this is he says striker over goalkeeper. So the same same football as this season.
Same football. Yeah, yeah. That's fair. It's a good question. I think if it's interesting when you put in certain dynamics, it kind of throws you off. It makes you feel like you don't know what you're talking about.
No,
Even though you
it's
kind of
specifics. This is how we
it's
get,
specific.
like-
Yeah, it's true. Oh, all right, cool. So when we played, we either played them behind or we had good build-up play, like we was passing through the lines, breaking certain lines or whatever. So I think certain chances already where, you know, for example, when we was through on goal, there was loads of through on goal opportunities that I think if that was Kane, we would have scored. So when I talk about being clinical, it's the Bruno chances, it's Anthony in front of goal, it's Martial having a crack. It's all of those chances I think will more likely go in. Probably 50 to 60% of them will go in. And that increases us probably even to maybe even second, you know, because we might win more games. So I think when I talk about being clinical, it's definitely all those dumb chances.
Haaland could be more clinical. Like Henry could have been more clinical. Like what you're basically saying when you want a more clinical striker is you're happy with the build-up and the patterns of play, and you just want more quality in the box. I am not happy with the quality of stuff. I remember, right, I've got a terrible memory, so I might get the game wrong, but Martial came back and he was releasing people from the centre circle.
Yeah.
Yeah, do you remember the games that I mean and stuff like that?
Yeah, even them game. Yeah.
So it sounds to me like the striker that you want is you're talking about like Arsene Wenger, Franny Jeffers, a penalty box striker that tucks away the goal, tucks away the chances we create.
Oh wow.
Yeah,
but that's the fox in the box, isn't it, Franny Jeffers? But what I would like to
But that
see,
doesn't improve your overall.
but that's what I'm saying. But if someone like Kane Kane can be a fox in the box. He can be an assister. He can hold up play. He can be part of the build up. He's got more to his game.
Yeah. So is Kane a unicorn player, or like the one that I see a lot? Right, the one that I see linked all the time. I have seen him play for 25 minutes, and I wasn't that impressed. Is Osimhen, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Right, so Osimhen, you know, I'm not going to do him down. He's scored a lot of goals in Serie A. That's a very hard league to score in. Does Osimhen as a penalty box striker, in your heart of hearts, are United more likely to win trophies and get more league points with a penalty box striker like Osimhen, or with someone like Kane, who is pretty good, like in every phase of play and like every part of the pitch?
I think definitely more Kane for me still.
Probably the best striker in England.
Who?
Harry Kane. He's far from pretty good.
You rate him over. You rate him more than Haaland.
He rates him more than Rooney.
You remember that?
Yeah, I will never forget.
Right, but do you rate? I mean, I rate Kane higher than Haaland. Do you think that do you think that Haaland is a better striker than Kane?
Yes.
Okay.
In terms of just scoring goals.
Yeah. Actually, hold on.
I think the numbers.
Who improves Newcastle more, Haaland or Kane? And Jeremy, same question. Who improves Liverpool more, Haaland or Kane?
I'm happy you didn't ask me that question.
I'll give you a spoiler. It's Kane.
As an overall footballer and what he could bring to the team.
No, as the team. The team.
Kane, hands down.
Yeah.
Haaland's only getting 9 touches a game sometimes, so that's not really helpful.
Yeah. Kane, Haaland is someone you get like when you have a player like De Bruyne and you have a team that can play that controls everything, and you just need that Fanny Jeffers.
Fanny Jeffers, yeah.
In the box, it's like you've seen Rush, you've seen Fowler, you've seen Owen. None of them really won anything at Liverpool. Firmino did.
Yeah. Even Fernando Torres.
Yeah. Like, what a wonderful player he was. Right. Had a Lord of the Rings tattoo, which I always thought was a bit weird. He had it in the made-up language called Tengwa, about the Fellowship of the Ring. I like Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, I love it as well.
Do you? Bruv, read the books if you can.
Man. Yeah, I heard the books are good, you know. I heard the books are really good still.
They're absolutely brilliant. Like Lord of the Rings is absolutely fun. I know people get excited about like Marvel and things like that.
No, I love.
I want to ask a question. You know, I'm kind of confused about the Kane Haaland question because Kane had an amazing season in 2017. He scored more goals than Lionel Messi in that season, and Haaland scored 52 goals this year. So I'm not sure.
Look at the Premier League. Look at the Premier League this season, taking away penalties. I think Haaland got 29 goals and Kane got 25. So non-penalty goals. And Haaland is...
as well, no?
Yeah, but that's not non-penalty goals. Okay. So the 4 goals difference between them in the league. And do you think that there's a 4-goal difference in Manchester City and Tottenham? No. Like, Kane had an incredible season for Tottenham this year. Like, they were shit, but Kane was absolutely brilliant. And a lot of people at Manchester United really liked Luke Shaw as a left-sided centre-back. He got eaten alive by Harry Kane. He got eaten alive. Harry Kane, for me, is probably the best striker in the world.
Over Benzema?
Yes, over Benzema. I'm not sure about Messi, because Messi's just on holidays. And Mbappe is... Mbappe's far better than Kane.
I think you're comparing number 9s to inverted wingers.
Would you? Yeah, but like an inverted winger still provides the width, and I don't know if Mbappe does that.
Yeah, he starts off from the left and he usually cuts inside.
Yeah, maybe
Mbappe, like central, like Kane.
Yeah, I suppose that's good. But to be honest, like I only see Mbappe in World Cup quarterfinals and stuff, and I love that he shoots for the near post. He learnt that from Edison Cavani. Like, I'd absolutely love Mbappe at United. Do you remember when you lot thought you were going to get Mbappe and Bellingham?
I still think we will.
Is it? Really? Damn.
You got to get a takeover.
His mum supports Liverpool, so there's always a possibility.
What, do you do what your mum says? If your mum said, "I like this girl," how many times your mum said, "Oh, this girl is great for you," and you've gone out with her?
I don't really always. Let me not. No. I'm gonna.
Listen, we're gonna end it there. Listen, bath time. I appreciate you, man.
You know who would be a good option for Man United as a striker?
Who? Go on quickly, sorry, wrap up.
Lautaro Martinez from Inter Milan.
No.
Not for me.
No, not
I
for
think
me.
Lukaku played better than him in the Champions League final.
Players for Man United.
I hate that guy. I can't.
Why
I
do you hate
that guy.
Martinez?
He's a good
Bro,
player.
it's
He's
just-
good against us.
He's a World
He's-
Cup winner.
Bro,
So was Frank
I don't
LeBeuf.
know.
So was Stefan Givash. You want him back?
Celestials won the Champions League.
Yeah.
Nah, you lot are bad. I said that. Oh my
Wait,
God, listen.
maybe there are a few other options. Maybe Heung-min Son, Heung-min Son as your number 9, as your main striker. Victor
know about
Osimhen, Dusan Vlahovic. There's a lot of players you could go for. Potentially.
I prefer Vlahovic over thingy, over
I
Martinez.
don't know about Son as a central.
Son, yeah, I can't see him too central.
He's a very good player, but
Yeah, very good player, man.
I'm not sure about that. I'd
We
like
need like
Ollie
a
Watkins,
Tony.
to be
We need a
honest.
Tony
Yeah,
or Kane,
Tony's a
man.
good player.
Tony or Kane, that's what
I'd like
that would be my
Darwin
dream.
Nunez, to be perfectly honest. He'd be great for us.
I like Nunes. Like, I've grown on. He's grown on me still.
He's like Drogba first season. Yeah, I'm very scared of him.
Be aware. Of
But I think, do you know what I think? I think Gakpo might do him, you know.
I don't know how. I don't know.
I like Nunes.
Gakpo's
lot
got a
more
killer
than
instinct
Gakpo.
about him, man. Gakpo's got that killer instinct. Like, he looks like he's
Wait,
cleaning very, very.
You know who would be good for United, actually? Tammy
Who?
Abraham.
What, a man who scored 9 goals in 51 appearances this season? Absolutely not.
I think that's the end of the.
Yeah.
All right, guys,
Sorry,
listen.
I'm sorry, Magpie.
Thank you guys for locking in. Make sure you like the video. Big up Magpies. Big up Bath Time on the debut thing.
Hi.
Listen,
Thanks, lads.
you got us on for 3 hours, man. Everyone's telling me to cut it short, but I couldn't help it, man. Bath Time and Jamie drew me out. Started getting me heated. Heated with the Glazers, Yeah, but I'm trying anyway. I'm trying, man. I'm trying to get my ball knowledge back to where it used to be, you know. But no, I appreciate the conversations, man. I love it. I love the challenges, man. So big up Bath Time, big up Jamie, big up Magpies, man. And big up who was on before? Ari as well. Big up Ari, man. We're gonna be back again on Tuesday. Probably do the United talk on Tuesday and do another rival talk on Thursday still. But no, it was a good conversation, man. Good conversation, man. Thank you guys for your time.
Recommend me some books, Bath Time.
Yeah, Bath Time.
Oh,
We need to
piss
lock
off.
in, man. Now, Bath Time, I'm
Lord
going
of
to
the
lock in
Rings,
with
man.
you.
Read that.
Yeah, he said Lord of the Rings, innit? Yeah, man.
If you can help me with the low block and what did you say? Defensive mark, something.
Counter marking and stuff.
There you
like,
go. There you go. Yeah,
Sure.
big up Bath Time, man. Appreciate it.
yeah, big up yourself.
You
bro.
lot
That was
check.
good.
You lot check the private chat, innit? Quickly.
Okay.
But yeah, listen, guys. Thank you,
Why do you
man.
want me to
Please
take
like the
pants
video.
off? He's asking us to take our socks
Listen,
off.
no, listen. You know what I'm gonna do just for that. Listen. Yeah. Nothing to do with me. Don't know. Bath Time. His name's Bath Time. That says it all for you. Like you know.
Hygiene's
I
very
got that
important.
name, but
I chose it.
No, I appreciate you guys, man. Thank you, man. Make sure you like the video on your way out. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe to my channel. We're gonna be back again, man. Peace.
Hey, I swear firms and rent pattern this.